What's going on, traders? Who's ready to see if we get another rip and rally to 400? Let me know in the chat if you guys think we can get to 400 today. Put a 1 in the chat if you think you can get up there. Put a 2 if you think we end red. Let's see what you guys think. Throw it on up. Get that chicken dinner.
Winner, winner, chicken dinner. Those words have been dancing around my head all night. Oh, it's Vegas law, that phrase.
Kiana.
Fisher.
Joy.
Joe. Cards drawn are the past, ones to come are future.
And the best part? It's beatable.
Good morning, traders. Let's bring on Lord Ryan and Zunaid. What's going on, guys?
Not much. Ready for another successful hump day here. Hump day, Wiggle Wednesday, the turn, middle of the week, whatever you call it, we're ready.
Yeah, we're ready to dive on in, and there's a new trend, guys. So miss and a miss means up. I don't know if you guys heard, but that's what the new trend is right now. And we'll take a look into some of the stocks that are moving. Zunaid, what do you got in the tech land, my friend?
What's going on? Yeah, of course, FOMC is what we're going to see, what we're waiting for, rather. I don't expect a lot of movement. I expect a little bit of chop. And then, of course, after we get the FOMC, we can go ahead and see some type of movement. But let's just kind of take a look at Apple. You can see I was still waiting. I'm still waiting for 150 to arrive here. And once it does, we can take advantage of it. It's been a few days. We haven't really gotten it. It came to like 150.50s, and then it came to 150.70s, and it just, I mean, that's all it's kind of been. We got a chance to play the Qs yesterday. It was a nice little trade there for us. And now you can see it's kind of trying to perk up against that 300. I've got the alert set. If it hits 300, we'll go ahead and grab some puts and see if we can get at least half a point and then a point. Actually 40 cents and then 80 cents on the downside on the Qs. So that's what I'm going to be putting an order in here momentarily. And then when it comes to the SPY, going to be looking at 400, see if we ever get there, to try to short some at that time. Or if we can come back down to the 391s, 390s, I'd be interested in going long on that side. If you're a futures individual, 39.50 is the area that I'm looking for a couple of scalps, maybe get about 4 to 5 points on that one. Well, I mean, Eric, I don't know if that's true or not, but if you happen to be on the friends and family list, please do go ahead and send it my way at Zunaid@benzinga.com. That would be helpful. But of course, I think monkeypox is still the theme. GOVX, beautiful play that we had yesterday. It's coming on down here today. 150 is the area that I want to be of interest in this one. So I am going to put an order out on my Thinkorswim here momentarily to grab some GOVX around 150. And then we can also go ahead and take a look at TNXP. That one, it's a little bit above 150s, but that's one. And then, of course, we will go ahead and have an interview with the CEO of Siga later on today at 11:05. So if you have any questions you want me to ask, you can feel free to send me a DM. But keeping an eye on this one. Maybe we get a little bit of support at around 16. But if not, 15 definitely is an area that I'd be interested in. But of course, because of the interview, I won't be trading this one. But just that's what I see on the chart. If we can break out, let's see what the daily on this one looks like. I'm not sure how high it's gone in the past. If this is correct, if this information is correct, it looked like we actually did hit all-time highs yesterday on this one. So crack above 18, who knows how far this can go. But again, I won't personally be playing it, but that's just what I see on the charts. And let's go ahead and check out Tesla here. Tesla yesterday, I mean, that 800 short was just beautiful that we played together. I unfortunately only got about $5 out of it, and I missed out on the $30 drop. But I can't foresee things. It was just a scalp for me that I wanted to get in and out, and I wanted to get another opportunity for it to go ahead and give me a short. But I just, you can see after that first 10-minute candle, I never got a second chance whatsoever. So once again, we will go ahead and keep an eye on Tesla. If it gets that 800, I'll give it about $6 worth of wiggle room and see if we can scalp some stuff. If you're playing options, keep an eye on. It's already Wednesday. Theta's going to kill you. And so is the volatility as well. So that's what I've got, man. Ryan, what's up with you?
Not much, just with Siga, their SIGA hit a pre-market high of 1938. So that's going to be your all-time high, not in the regular session. So we'll see what happens here. It's leaking.
Thank you.
It's turned around. We're down 2.5 points from that high, but we'll see what happens when the CEO starts talking. And also we'll see what happens when the market actually opens and we start getting some volume flow in here. So SIGA is on my list. You mentioned some of the monkeypox names. They're all leaking this morning. They don't look strong at all. I'm going to stay away from them until that sentiment shifts. What does look strong here is PGY. This is going to be one from yesterday. This is an absolute monster yesterday. I think we hit this. This one really went big time trade here. Spot to watch here is going to be 21.53. That was the intraday high yesterday. We're already kind of making a run at this. This stock is a little bit spready if you're going to trade it, so be very careful here. Maybe lower your size so you really don't get in trouble. I want to watch how it acts before I actually end up buying it. I suspect that buying the pullbacks is going to be more profitable than buying the actual breaks itself. So we'll go ahead. We'll see how it trades once the market opens. This one, again, this was a holdover from yesterday. Now, as far as this morning, we got BWV is back in action here. So I don't know if you folks remember, but BWV is Blue Water Vaccines. We traded this a number of times. It feels like several months ago. This thing went absolutely bonkers. Let's see if we can find it on the chart. Yeah, it was right in here, right? So it was in May. It was multiple days in May where this gave us some trades. It's really kind of come back in now, but today we're actually making some more moves here. Interesting thing here, a lot of these lines, I think the only line I drew today was the 374 line and the 349 line. Every other line that was here or that you see here was drawn from the previous time that we traded this. As you can see, they're still holding up. So looks like we're consolidating here in between 330 and 340, and we'll see if we can end up making a push towards 350 through 350 here. I think this is going to be risk on trying to take out the day high, so we'll see how that ends up going. A couple more that I wanted to mention. EJH, this is going to be one of those penny plays. Again, I try to stay away from these, but this has really been where some of the movement has been, and I point to Dave. Yesterday, Dave gave a great trade here. I largely ignored it. It actually gave a trade in the after hours, and now it's actually gone all the way up to $1.17 before pulling back here, currently hovering right under 90 cents. This one might catch some fire again here today. Some really strong volume here in the pre-market. Let's see what happens when the market actually opens. Looks pretty good though, and there's likely going to be another trade here. I would say through 90 you probably are going to test $1, and we'll see if it ends up getting the strength to bust through $1 there. Next, we have Cdtx. Again, this is going to be another one of those penny plays. I'm really interested if it can break the high or go through $1. We'll see if this one ends up getting moving. I'm going to keep this one on the back burner, as they say. And then Teva. We talked a little bit yesterday about Teva being interested in what the earnings this morning are going to bring. Teva's up big. I would say if you have this from yesterday, definitely book some of those profits, but we might have an opportunity today where this is in play and where this is trading. The volume in the pre-market, not terribly impressive yet, but I'm not going to draw conclusions from that until the market opens. I want to see what the volume flow is like in the regular session. Tesla, great earnings up here, high at 910 in the pre-market, currently sitting around 866. IMPP, this has been a favorite of some of the traders in this room. I know there were a lot of people asking about IMPP. I know there were a lot of people actually trading this. Last time we talked about IMPP, the stock was in the low 40s. I think it was 42, 43-ish, and we hit a high of 62 today. So if you have it, you might want to consider booking some of those gains. You're looking at a 50% gain on your equity if you have it from those 40s. Otherwise, we'll see if this ends up getting some traction here. Looking over at oil. Oil's about flat right now. Looks like we were up earlier. We sold off a little bit and we're kind of curling, but we're about flat. So I will see if this ends up trading with oil. We'll keep an eye on this. Again, this one kind of a cheapie here. I think that's pretty much it for all I have on my list here. Let me make sure that there were no holdovers here from yesterday. We already talked about the monkeypox names. You talked about GOVX and Siga and TNXP. The other one that's worth mentioning, Zunaid, is CMRX. This had a pretty good trade yesterday, and it looks like it's moving with the rest of that sector here this morning. So if you're gonna watch and trade the monkeypox issue, add CMRX to your list there. The only other one that I had as a holdover from yesterday was IFRX. This one had a pretty interesting day here, really kind of cooled off in the afternoon in the after hour session. In order for this to really be in play today, we're going to need to see some expanding volume. Haven't really seen it here in the pre-market. We'll see if we get it in the regular session. That's the only leftover that I have. And then looking in the list here, it looks like we have EBON. This is one that we've talked about before. This had a huge pop as soon as the pre-market opened, pretty much bled all of that stuff back. We'll see if this gets rolling. I'm skeptical. I'll probably just avoid that one. That's all I got for you this time, as if that wasn't enough.
Let's go ahead and talk about coin. $55 is where it's currently trading at. I am going to go ahead and set an alert around 50.50 so I can go ahead and try to play the $50 bounce to the upside on coin, just to see if I can get 50 cents, $1 out of the move. Not sure if we'll get that here today, but that is an area for me to kind of keep an eye on. And then let's also go ahead to Apple. We already talked about 150 in case you missed it. Same thing, looking for a chance to go ahead and play that to the upside. If for some reason we get to 155s today, I'm trying to go short. It's worked out well in the past for us. So I'm going to see if we can go ahead and make that work once again. You can see here a couple of sessions ago, 155 rejection gave you a good amount of scalp to the downside there. Again, all we want is just a little bit of a taste. That's all we want. Nothing here necessarily that I see on Meta. We have the, let's see. Do we have the earnings? Is this from this week? Yes, it is. So you had obviously Microsoft, Alphabet, and a couple of other stocks go ahead and report. So let's take a look at their tickers here in a moment as well. Let me go ahead and hide that. So let's go ahead and check out Microsoft, shall we? Microsoft, had a little bit of a down move, and then it popped right back up, which is why I personally do not like trading these after hours after the report, because the call can say one thing and it can go shenanigans to the upside. But we'll keep an eye on Microsoft, see what it is that it wants to do. I'm not sure which direction I want to take it in. Personally, I am looking to go short just as a bias. But, we'll see what the chart kind of gives us. I don't necessarily like any levels here besides, of course, the 270. But, I mean, if it gets there, then, yeah, sure, I'll play it short. And of course, I'm going to set an alert around the 250s here as well. So that's the range that I've got. No clue which way I'm going to play it, but that's just what I'm kind of taking a look at. And then let's also go ahead and take a look at Google as well. Looks like 111. You can go ahead and see a little bit of resistance along with 110, but I'm going to go with 111 right here in case it decides to go through that. And then 104s looks to be a little bit of support from yesterday's session as well. So those, again, right back in the middle of it. No clue which direction I'm going to play it, but those are the levels that I personally see at the moment. And then you've also got Visa that went ahead and reported. I'm going to try to play Visa around. Let's see if we've got anything that I like on Visa. Not necessarily. Unfortunately, these are just way out of the areas where I'd love to usually play them. So I'm not going to touch Visa at all. And then you also had Chipotle. What is it? CMG? Yep, there you go. Yeah, I've never really played Chipotle unless it's like a Friday and the options aren't as spready. They just need to do a split. I mean, this is they just need to do a little bit of a split. I don't know what it would mean for like the indexes and different things like that come into play. But they just need to go ahead and do a split. Let's see if UPS, they reported yesterday morning, nothing really there. McDonald's, if it wants to come back and maybe try the 250s, I'd be interested in that one. But let's go ahead and check out the comments and see what we've got here. Call spreads. On CMG, yeah, you could do call spreads. Make your life a little bit easier for sure.
Way to mitigate your risk.
Yeah, no question about that. And then let's also go ahead and take a look at what earnings are coming up as well. Let's go back here. So you've got Facebook reporting, you've got Qualcomm, you've got Ford. You've got Etsy. So you've still got a good chunk of companies reporting today, but you also had companies that reported early on today as well. So let's go ahead and hide that. Let's go ahead and take a look at Boeing as they reported earnings today. Boeing to the upside here today. I'm going to see if there's some call flow, but if we can go ahead and break above 164, you can see some movement towards the 170 area on that one. You've got Waste Management. Nothing really there that I necessarily like. Not going to touch that one. And of course, our good old friend Spotify. I've been paying $13 for Spotify for God knows how long. I think that's the most. Actually, no, Netflix. Netflix and Spotify are like the two subscriptions that like. And Netflix, maybe I could consider canceling, but Spotify, I'm like, you got my money for life. Like you got it, bro. You got it. And for some reason, I pay $5 a month for Apple. Where I can't remember the last time I used Apple Music, but that's another problem. Not necessarily anything I like here on Spotify. Maybe the 110 area. It looks like I'll be doing a lot of waiting. I'm not gonna lie. I think the only thing that I can maybe get into. Oh, let's go ahead and check out Baba. See if it's above that $100 level or not. Yep, sure is. We'll keep an eye on Baba and see if he wants to go ahead and test the $100 area there as well. So monkeypox theme is the main thing that I'll be trying to focus on here. And let's see what Snapchat's doing. Snapchat's just weirdly trading. You know what? I'm not going to look at it. I'm just going to take that out of my system there for a second. Mara, if you're into the Bitcoin trade, looks like $10 gave you a perfect opportunity there yesterday. Unfortunately, it wasn't too much time as we went into after hours at the market closes when it came around $10. So it didn't really do you any good. Give me a sec. Let's scroll on down. Let's see if there are any. I would love for Chipotle to split as what I think you meant. Yep, there you go. YouTube Premium is my only sub. YouTube Premium's what, like no ads? Is that what that is? I have.
Yeah, I think he means YouTube Red, right? YouTube Premium, YouTube Red, whatever they end up calling it. That's the one with no ads.
Oh, okay.
That might also be the TV channels. I don't have any of those subscriptions. I still have cable. So Buffalo, let us know.
Yeah, I have no idea either. But that's what we've got going on. And let's also kind of take a look at the SPY from a bigger trend here. Let's see. This is the daily. Looks like that $400 rejection, which of course we saw, and we called it out here. I think it was last Friday during All Access is when that $400 rejection came. So if it wants to come back there and test it, I will happily go ahead and grab some calls. And that's going to be another key level. I still believe that, we'd come back to the 350s to test it, but we'll see. What's up?
He said YouTube Premium is no ads. It's different than the YouTube TV. I was mixing two of them together.
So YouTube TV is channels. YouTube Premium is no ads.
Yep,
Let's see.
no ads.
Got it. Some other stocks that we can kind of take a look at is going to be Etsy here. Let's see, Etsy. If it wants to get around $100, we could play that one for rejection. Let me go ahead and set an alert right there. Got a bunch of alerts set out. I'm going to randomly get pinged like a week from now on these tickers. I'm like, what was I going to do? You've also got NCR reporting later on. My cousin, actually, who I mentioned, is going to be staying with me for a week starting this weekend. He actually is interning at NCR. But I don't think he would know about the fundamentals the way that we would need to know. Don't think he can help us out there. But let us know in the chat if you have any tickers that you want us to take a look at. Tesla might be the closest thing to my target for an entry there. $800. That's where I would love to go ahead and get short just a little bit. Well, you just went and came back real quick. That was crazy.
I just wanted to close the door so I could limit the bird noise.
Oh, I was like,
That's
damn,
all.
that was real quick. I turned twice and you were gone and back. Can someone tell me what program or yada, yada, yada? Yeah,
We're
this
using
is
TradingView.
called, this is TradingView.
Zunaid likes to use our competitor, so that's what he's doing.
Whoa, it's not a competitor. We literally have TradingView inside of Benzinga Pro.
And I noticed you're not using that.
Don't do that to me. Don't do that to me.
Zunaid, it's all
What
good
if-
fun.
what if
Come on, man.
Jason's
It's
in
all
the
love.
chat?
Come on.
What if Jason's in the chat? Huh?
Then you're going to have some questions to answer. And that's a you problem, buddy.
I'm about to get fired before I do my interview later on. Come on.
It's not going to happen.
But in terms of brokers, though, I go ahead and use Thinkorswim. I use E-Trade. Ryan uses Thinkorswim.
Yep.
Mitch uses
And Benzinga Pro.
And Benzinga Pro as well. We all use Benzinga Pro, but I use it for the squawk. But while I'm trading here with you guys, I can't triple task and have my squawk. But when I'm done with you guys and I'm trading, I'll always have the squawk on. Sometimes Charlie wakes me up at 6 in the morning because I forgot to turn it off, but that's a different problem of mine.
Doesn't actually sound like a problem. That sounds like a feature. That is an alert, Zunaid. That is what that is.
Sometimes it's like I wish he'd be like, "Good morning," you know what I mean? But I feel like sometimes, unless I miss it and I sleep through the good morning, he'll just talk about a ticker, and I'm like, "Damn, do I have an investment in that one? I hope I'm not swinging that stock." They just did an offering. Did I drop TradeStation? Yeah, so I did drop TradeStation, and that's the main reason I wasn't the biggest. The main reason I did TradeStation is so that I could trade with you guys here and you could see it. Unfortunately, then I had 3 brokers that I traded on. I liked Thinkorswim because I could move certain things and the charting and things like that. Then I had E-Trade for my options, and I had TradeStation here. So it was just a little too much for me to go ahead and balance. So yes, I did go ahead and drop TradeStation. The main reason I got it was the integration with TradingView. And I've also tried Interactive Brokers, which they're good fills, but the UI is just garbage in my opinion. Maybe I shouldn't have said that, but just not a fan of it. But hey, to each their own. I do want to try out other, Trade Zero is pretty cool. I like them. Cobra Trading is something else that I would love to try. Never really got on Webull because to me, I feel like the fills would be god awful there.
I never tried Webull either. I heard from a number of clients that were newer that they really loved Webull. We got a number of requests to add them for broker integration. I have no firsthand experience with it, so I'm the same way, Zunaid. I'm not sure. I've heard good things, but I have no personal.
Was I playing embarrassing music after I left?
Oh my God, that was so funny. Thank you, Caleb, for reminding us. You left the other day, you left the stream and you left yourself in the stream. You were going to quote, get your steps. And then all of a sudden we heard some crazy music. We couldn't figure out where it was coming from. And it was you. And as soon as we hit mute, it went away. And we were like,
That's hilarious.
We better remove him because if he takes a phone call or plays something more embarrassing.
Was it Arabic music? What was it?
I don't remember what the song was.
But you could understand the language.
I don't think I could understand the language. No, but it was just funny. It didn't even matter. It didn't even matter what the song was or what the genre was. It's just the fact that you went to go jam on your music and we were all.
That's how I get my steps. It was
classic, bro.
That's how I get my steps. I just jam to the music. Speaking of steps, look, yesterday, let's see how many steps we got. We got about a minute to the open or so. So I'm gonna go ahead and quickly do this. We got, let's see. Yesterday, we had about 15,000 steps. Look at that. That's how we rocking. You can't really see it, but you look at see it's giving me sparkles and everything. 15,000 steps, 40 floors, about 7 miles. We out here working. It sounded like Candy Poppy. I don't know what that is, but I'm gonna have to look it up. Arabic music. Yeah. Look. Arabic music. I love it. I listen to all types of music. Arabic music, Avril Lavigne, Green Day, Eminem, 50 Cent, French music, Spanish music, Indian music, obviously as well. It's always great. But anyway, Tesla is the main ticker that I'm keeping a look at the open. Can you set sell orders on TOS for contracts when a stock reaches a specific price? I don't know. And that's actually one of the reasons I use E-Trade is because I know I can do that. But I've had E-Trade since I was in college in 1952. So
the question is if you can sell a contract when the underlying reaches a certain price. That's a good question. I don't know the answer to that. I know
E-Trade you definitely can. I do not know about Thinkorswim. And that's why I use E-Trade because I can tell E-Trade, hey, as soon as 800 reaches, or as soon as Tesla goes above 799.50, please go ahead and buy this contract. I can easily do that. And then I can also do it on the sell side as well. But here we go. We've got I'm glad you caught the 1952. I'm glad you caught that one. But here we go. Less than a minute left, less than 10 seconds left till the market open. And we are going to start to rock and roll again. I've got Tesla ready to go on my E-Trade. If it wants to get to 800, I will go ahead and get some puts. Here we go.
Awesome. Thank you, Mitch.
Sound that alarm. I'm here. I ain't gonna miss the open. You know that.
That was
all right,
amazing.
I've got an order out to buy. All right, to buy 780 puts on Tesla for $8.50. That is my limit order that is currently out. So I've already got that out there. If I get filled, great. If not, it's all good. No worries. But that's what I've got going on Tesla.
Starter on Snap Long. What? Starter on Snap Long. Willing to add on this?
Oh, let's see what we've got.
Trying to see this get to $10. $10. Support should be around 74. I want to see it test 75s one more time. Then I want to add near that 75.
I gotta trade that one. What's the other one? GOVX. All right.
BWV just scalped BWV out of the open right off a high daybreak. Feels kind of
Adding
janky, so I'm gonna wait for it to
on
reset up.
Snap. There you guys.
Make sure my settings are correct.
Average is 979 on Snap.
Yep.
Waiting for Qs to go ahead and try to test 300 so I can grab some puts.
Let me share my screen here.
And it is Wednesday, so I'm going to play today's expiration. Anything I call out on the Qs is going to be today's expiration. Just AFYI. I've got an order.
Can you say YOLO?
I've got an order to go ahead and purchase the 299 puts around $2.20. Currently, it's trading for 270. As you see, the Qs are already coming back down, but I need you to come to 300 before you make your move down, please. Tesla, $7.95, $5 away from entry. Might be the first time I've waited 2 minutes to get into a position. I don't know. I don't like it.
Snap puts going off.
Puts. All right.
Yep.
That's
9
good.
strike.
That's
They
good. I'm
expire in
long.
August. 2,275 of them.
That's good. I'm long. Good to hear.
They're
The
cheapies.
only
They're cheapies.
you can buy SPY and Q puts and calls 15 minutes after market close. But that's about it. Equities, though, you cannot. Equity options or options on equities you cannot buy once the clock hits 4.
And Mitch, don't feel bad, Mitch. Yesterday I bought Palantir calls, so because I like pain, right? So I dipped the Palantir. I saw an unusual option sweep. Palantir October monthly 14 call. I paid 21 cents.
Taking a look at Dave here. Looks like a ticker. Oh, yeah. Now that's to the downside. Now we ain't playing with that one. Nope. Yeah, I think the only one I'm interested in is GOVX. Maybe if it gets over 2 and then if it retests 2, I'd be interested, but nothing really happening for me at all.
How's the
Tesla,
SPY?
man, come on.
How's the
Come
SPY?
on.
How's the SPY? I spy with my little eyes. I think we get a rally today a little bit.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if we got a rally too, to see what the Fed says.
All right, guys. Adding there on Snap. Willing to take a shot there. See if we
Pinterest
can get up
sweeps.
through the 10
Pause
now.
with the top.
Pinterest sweeps, eh?
Cheapies, 18.5 calls.
Help. That could help bring Snap up. Like the trade, similar. I like that chart too.
AMD to the downside.
How's Google opening? Ooh. Big red candle on Google right out the open. See if it recovers. There's a support right there that it could recover 108.80s. I want to see it maybe recovers 109 on Google. Microsoft. Nice little push through 261. Look for pullbacks closer towards 261.50 here. Let's see if we can get that pullback. Yeah, that would be like a nice little pullback there to the VWAP would be interesting on Microsoft, but it did put a nice candle here out the gates. All right, looking for Snap to start pushing above the 1980s here. Average is 76. There's an 979s. Want to see it push it through the 80s. If not, it's probably going to let it go. So we'll test a low after this if it doesn't break out here. There's a big wall, 303, 313. I saw it show up. It's on Edge X. They're 326. We need to get through the wall at 980 there. Let's see if we can get through that wall.
Here goes GOVX. Zunaid, did you end up getting filled on that? Is that 2 here?
Nope, I did not. So let's go ahead and take a look at GOVX. No, I did not. So now it's above 2. I'm going to be patient. See where it goes.
Want to point out
I
that
took a little here at
soft
202. They're refilling 202, by the way. They took it. Boy, this thing looks strong. Big volume stick right there, too.
Hey, why can't I buy this? What the hell? What? On this account, you cannot open new equity positions.
Uh-oh.
Yo, hold on a second. Hold on a
What
second.
happened, Zunaid?
I'm about to check. I got an email from Thinkorswim. I thought it was just like a random ass email.
they found out
Action
about the
required. Access to your account has been restricted.
sun. Uh-oh.
Whoa, that sounds really bad.
They need more
What?
answers. They need more answers. They don't trust
I-
Zunaid.
I'll be
What?
honest, Zunaid. I like that you are laughing because I'd be having a mild panic attack and perhaps a heart attack right now, but you seem to be taking it in stride. So cheers.
They said margin called.
Did you get margin called for real?
No, I'm 100% cash on my.
that's
I was going to say, I didn't think you even used margin.
No,
Yeah,
well,
no,
I
that was
definitely
pretty
use
funny,
margin, but I mean,
these guys. These guys. That's how the chat will do it for you.
oh my goodness. All right, so I cannot use Thinkorswim. I guess E-Trade, here we are. Okay, let me go to E-Trade now. What ticker am I looking at? GOVX.
GOVX is pulling. It tried here. It's pulling back, though. We'll see if it gets another run here.
I'm gonna go ahead.
I'm close to getting stopped out.
Oh,
Can we
shit.
get back to that wall, man? That wall rejected that breakout there.
All right, real quick. On E-Trade, I did go ahead and get filled on my Q puts 220. 220s. As you can see, the Qs are reaching 300s. I did go ahead and get filled on that. I'm also in GOVX at 194. So I'm not gonna lie, they can't do this. I'm gonna go ahead and get out of GOVX. I bought it at 195s, excuse me, and got out at 192.5s. So I lost 3 cents there. Whatever, that's fine. Looking at the Qs, that's my main focus here on the Qs. I'm gonna have a sell order out here on the Qs at around 240s. Is where 245. Why not? 245 is where I'm looking to get out on the Qs, and we can go back and test a little bit. I'm gonna put up the minute chart here on the Qs, see if we can get a little bit of movement so in our favor. Come on. All right,
There's a big
contracts are up a
seller.
whopping 5%.
Big seller on Snap. It might break right now.
You know what? I can handle GOVX. I can do multiple trades. That's fine. I'm gonna get back in on GOVX. Paid much higher. Got in at 199 here on GOVX.
Size
Looking
at
go-
2. If they snap it, maybe we move higher. Remember,
I'm
they've
look-
refilled 2 several times here.
I'm looking to sell some at 209 on GOVX if I can go ahead and get filled. Let's go back.
There
to
it
the
goes
Qs
through 2.
here.
There was size at 202 last time. Here they're hitting it. Through 202 now. 203, a little bit of size, but they're taking that right away.
Technology leading real estate and utilities. What is dragging basic materials, consumer defensives, and energy?
All right. So I'm out GOVX, just a couple of cents scalp there. I actually bought it a little high, bought it at 202, out at 205. So I'll wait for this to actually set up again, held through that pullback there. Jay Wild, thank you for the shout there. PGY halt to the downside, caught that here on Pro. This one might not be over. Hopefully nobody's trapped in it right now. That would be what I'm. That would be what
PGY?
I'm-
You talking about PGY? Sorry.
PGY.
Yeah,
correct.
yeah, PGY. I mean, look at that, from 23 to less than 20. That's a $3 move, man. That's insane. That is insane. All right, you've got the Qs popping up above 300. I'm gonna go ahead and buy some at. I'm already in at 220. I'm gonna look to buy some at 180, aka near my risk off area, which is 350. And I am in GOVX. I'm in at 199. I've got sells at 209. And you've also got BWV.
Yep. BWV through 4
Traffic
there
4.
just now. They yanked it, but through 4. I've actually already scalped that too this morning. So,
You scalper, you.
yep.
All right, looks like I am going to end up taking a loss on my Qs. I'll tell you exactly where I get out. I'm going to cancel my fill for 180s because it hasn't reached there. And I'm going to go ahead and sell this one and take a loss as soon as it gets to 175s. My stop loss is 175s on those Q puts.
Shop continuing the rip, guys. That's a nice move today. ARC also starting to push on up. Roku doing well today. Nvidia having a good move on up. There's Unity. Unity is an interesting one if it can get back above the VWAP today. Take a look at maybe some software names like Snow starting to get above. Roblox. Yeah, those are starting to get above there. If we're going to have a
TNXP
risk-off
going.
type of day, software names will do well.
You've also got Google trying to move up.
All right, let's see if we can get this push from Snap. That wall again is going to set up at this 980s. I'm looking to see if he shows up again, and do we get through him this time?
GOVX back above 2.
Yep. Glad I didn't take a loss on that one. That's too strong.
Woo! Our Qs, we were going to get stopped out at 175. So far, still in this trade. It's not a profitable one. I'm down about 16% on my Q calls. Excuse me, my Q puts. I'm down 16%.
No wall showing up at that 980, so we might blow through it this time.
Let's go ahead and check out what Microsoft is doing here. If Microsoft wants to come to about the 262s, I'd be interested in a trade on there.
SIGA getting some move. Well, you guys are in luck. You guys might be hearing something coming on up.
Yeah, we'll be doing that interview as mentioned earlier, so I won't be trading this one. But level-wise, you know, Ryan mentioned it pre-market. That got you the all-time highs, I believe, around 1950s. And there are the Qs coming down. Look, I expect this Qs trade to be a loss, but if it comes down, let's see, how much am I down? I'm down about, I'm going to go ahead and take my L here on the Qs. I just wanted to go ahead and get a little bit more, manage my loss. So I got out at 192. I was in at 220. I am out at 192 on this one. I am
GOVX at highs. 206 is the high.
Come on, GOVX. That's the only trade that I'm in. Again, and in at 199, looking to sell at 209. I might have to figure out what's going on with this E-Trade. Not E-Trade, Thinkorswim situation. Because that's wild.
They just brought in a huge bid on GOVX. I'll tell you, GOVX definitely looks like I'm not in it, by the way. So full disclosure, I'm not in it. It sure looks like it wants to take out this 206 high and move higher here. Lots of shares being swapped here. Huge bid at 2, and it looks I don't know. Nope, maybe they yanked that. Nope, they hit that. That was real. Yep, they hit all of that. Wow, big sellers.
Come on. I literally am trying to. Oh, never mind. I did get bought. I bought some more at 199. So my average price is still 199. Bought some more again at $2. Average price still 199.
There you go. Snap starting to move there. 83s. Let's get it on up there. Let's see if we can get a move to 10. If I can get a move to 10, this is going to be a killer trade. So that's why I'm trying to hang on here. Just slow up there. Unity's trying to come back. I'm keeping my eye on that one. I know it's beaten down, so I'm looking for maybe a bounce back on that name.
Qs to the upside.
CMRX at lows here.
SPY pushing to the highs there, 395. I think we have room to run to 400, so Boom. Nice little day there. We're starting that little rise that we kind of expect here. Let's see what happens in the afternoon. But for right now, going into the Fed, I feel like we can still get that push.
All right, you've got GOVX coming down. Again, my average price is 199. We are down about 4% on that position.
Nice shout, Becca. Tide does look like that's moving here. Yeah, this is a big pop. This popped already 20 cents here.
My Tesla puts that I went ahead and put an order in for, I just canceled those, just FYI. And I'm going to try a quick scalp on the Qs. Actually, no, I won't. Never mind. I wanted to try puts on the 301 rejection, but that's fine. The next trade that I'm kind of looking into is going to be Apple to reject the 155 as GOVX is coming down. Damn it.
Teva 9 calls being bought, 5,000 of them. Those are also cheapies.
Cheapies. I like that.
There you go. Let's see if Unity can get back above the VWAP and hold here.
Wow. TYD, great shout, Becca. That's going to halt here, it looks like. I haven't seen it yet, but watching my halt signal. Yep, Tide halted. Nice shout, Becca. There was 20 cents from your call right there. Unreal. Nice, good eyes. I'm telling you, our group here is awesome. GOVX really slumping here. Big pull on GOVX. Actually thinking about buying this bounce.
I cannot believe my shit is restricted.
There's Unity getting that nice lift there now to the 61s.
GOVX to the downside. I'm going to go ahead and get out of my trade here. Take an L, selling my shares at a 6% loss. I am out at 185.5, so we'll call it 186. I am out of GOVX. Lost about 15 cents.
Okay, I'm going to try GOVX for a bounce here. I'll take your shares, Zunaid.
Hey, as long as one of us makes money.
Well, I don't know. I don't know if I'm going to. I might be taking an L here too. Trying to buy a bounce.
I like it because you got the 180, which was the low, and that's where I thought about going out, but I have more size than I would have liked because I kept buying it. So I just had to make
Yeah, so full disclosure, when I buy these yanks, when I buy these pullbacks, I keep my stops even tighter because it's like if it's going to keep pulling, I don't know where the bottom is here. So I just paid 188. My stop here would be 184 if we get there. I want to see it bounce and make a move back towards 190. Doesn't even have to go all the way to 2, but if it can go through 190, I should be in all right shape here, at least for a scalp off the bounce. We'll see. It not guaranteed by any means.
All right, now look, if the Qs want to come back and test 300, I'm okay with grabbing some calls, but we have to come back and see if it does.
All right, so now I'm in 2 long, Snap long, and Unity long. Still watching the Snap here. I wanted to hold 974s. Still holding VWAP right now. Unity looking strong here, pushing up there, 3470s now. This is really looking good. I'm going to keep holding it. I'm going to try to sell some as we get through the 3480s and then look for a continuation through 35.
GOVX stopping here at 188, right where I bought.
CMG is nuts out the trade here.
Yeah, that's we talked about Chipotle. I didn't necessarily like anything, but
oh my God, I don't even understand how Chipotle is still around, but it is.
Well, you
You
hate
guys
it that
don't
much?
like Chipotle?
You don't like
No,
Chipotle?
I'm not a big fan of it.
All right, I mean,
Oh,
look, we
man.
accept all types of people. That's fine.
I just don't think it's valued this high, but hey.
Yeah, the stock
you were
price.
talking about the stock or the food?
Oh,
Yeah.
I'm talking about the stock, not the food.
You eat
Oh, well, you
Chipotle
said
burritos,
Chipotle's
right?
still around. I was like, well, I mean, yeah.
I thought we were talking, we're well, what it does to you and what the stock does is 2 different things, right?
Apple looking to get that 155.
Discord, Benzinga. Yeah, I can get it up. I got you in a second, Lord. I need a recovery here on Snap. If not, I'm going to get out. Needs to recover back above the 974. Watching it on a 3-minute here. There's the recovery. See if you can hold the VWAP on pullbacks. How's ARKK doing?
Can't believe Thinkorswim just restricted my stuff.
They like to do that, you know, right when you're having a nice bullish day, right?
Just right out the gate, though. I mean, this morning I got the email. I thought it was just, you know, some random, like Hardy Horror. I don't know.
Yeah, man. They found out about the extra kids that you're not reporting on your IRS.
Well, as long as they don't tell E-Trade, I'm okay. As long as they don't tell E-Trade, I'm okay.
Those extra kids you're hiding, Zunaid.
Ryan, what do you think about this one, man? You got any tips or insight here?
So the
this
option
question?
activity signal tool is so fast, hard to follow. Need to make a watch list to slow it down. Yes, or use the calendar like I have. So here's what this is. The other option is that you can actually use the calendar. It's the exact same data as the signals tool. Hang on a sec. Out GOVX. That was my stop. Sorry, Aaron. Got to obey my stop. Okay, so I took an L there too, Zunaid. So neither of us were making money on that one. Anyway, let's get back to discussing the calendar here. Calendar is the exact same data as the signals tool. The only difference is that it's updated procedurally behind the signals tools. So depending on your internet speed, it could be 1 to 3 seconds delayed in terms of populating that data. I'll be honest with you, and this is no offense to anyone else, that probably is not going to matter for your type of trading. So in the calendar, the reason the calendar is valuable is because you can put all of these filters on it. So like you were saying, there's just too much option activity flow. One of the things that I've done here is I've added a size filter. I only want to see unusual options that trade 1,000 contracts or more, greater than 999. And then I also removed ETFs from this because I'm interested in individual stocks. This gives me a list that is much easier to manage. This was one of the recent changes that I've made to Benzinga Pro now that we can have more than 4 widgets. And this thing has been printing here. So a lot of these stocks here, or a lot of these option trades, definitely more unusual. You can see I just PayPal put come in here, 77 put. So I would use the calendar tool if you have filters that you want to do. If you have a watch list and you just want to see everything, use the signals tool.
Apple about 20 cents away from 155.
Okay, now that I'm out of that trade, I'm going to run to the bathroom. I will be right back.
Sounds good. I'm going to go ahead and have a limit order to purchase the 152.50 puts at around $2.25. Currently, it's trading at 243, but I want it at 225. And you've also got PGY looking to break the VWAP around 1950s. Not happening thus far.
And a quick pullback here on Unity. Just be careful. I get stopped out of here and snap. About literally hand on the trigger.
What put am I thinking? The 152.50 is on Apple. That's what I have for my limit order already out there to purchase. Let me see, what price did I put to purchase it at? 225 on the Apple puts expiring this week, 152.50s. And I'm going to give it 50 cents to the upside and 50 cents to the downside. That's my goal here.
All right, back. You guys were too quiet, so I'm going to come back in here and
to Unity on the pullback there. Going to hold towards the low of that last candle, 30s. Average is 34.37. It's a nice little pop off that bottom.
I might regret this, but I'm going to try a quick scalp on the puts on the Qs. 299 puts got filled at 154, unfortunately. If it goes above And yep, that scalp's not going to work. And I'm out.
There we go.
Took a 9-cent loss. Lovely.
All right. Selling some of Unity there. The shares that I just bought at the bottom there, I just sold them there. I sold 30 cents, 40 cents on those. Immediate sell. And now I can just keep the shares that I originally had and let this try to push. Get a whole break even on the rest.
Teva curling. Let's see if Teva can remain strong. Mitch's favorite stock in the market, Donkey Kong at highs.
Ooh, I told. Ah, man, do I go for it?
PGY rejecting 20s.
I have to swing trade that thing. I'm gonna get upset if I miss this swing trade. So, you know what? What the hell?
Yeah.
Just so hard with earnings week.
Rippin,
So hard.
Rippin, this is exactly right. This might be the best advice we saw in our entire chat from any of us. This is definitely a size down day. My day trades, I've definitely reduced my size here. Don't need to get chopped up.
Oh, hell yeah. That's been an easy call there. Don't get chopped
Richard,
up.
Tide, this is up 100% on no news. I have a really difficult time chasing a green candles, chasing a stock up 100% on no news. If I had some edge, would take another look at it. I don't have that. Be careful, my man.
Tesla trying to get the 800s. I'm already taking a couple of losses, so I'm not going to necessarily chase it here. But I am looking to get into PGY. I just got filled on PGY at 2009. PGY 2009 is my fill. I'm going to look to get out at around, let's see, 2080s.
I want to trade this. I'm watching it. I want to trade it. It just makes me want to trade it more, Zunaid. But I just don't. I don't know, man. I feel like this is just gunslinging. I'm just being undisciplined here.
So I've got 3 orders out to sell: 2080, 2140, 2180. Those are my 3 limits to the upside. Stop loss for me is probably going to be below 19. I'm not going to lie to you. I have gotten smaller shares simply because of how wild this thing can move.
Yeah.
If I get knifed, I don't want to get completely screwed. I'm okay with being sad. I'm not okay with being depressed. So,
yeah, no, that's what I was wondering. I was going to say, hey, would you mind if I asked about the size here, because I'm
definitely smaller. I'd say I'm
thinking
about
200-300 shares. I'll just be honest. I'm thinking 200-300 shares here, maybe for that.
Yeah.
For myself.
It's above VWAP. I like it. It can move nice and easy. Just one to the upside, just like that sound effect. That's all we need to the upside.
How was that again?
But here we go. We'll see what happens there. You've also got, we mentioned Tesla getting around 800. Not going to try to scalp these as puts because I'm already red. Come on.
How's our market here? Oof, showing some top.
PGY.
Showing some top in there. Don't like that top look on the SPY there. Really needs to get through 395, 60s here and close up there. There's a lot of closing right at this 395, 50 area. We could get a flip down to VWAP. Doesn't mean it's going to break there, but it's not looking the strongest up here.
PGY coming right back down. Don't do it. Don't do it. Don't do it. Come on. Close above VWAP on the 10-minute candle. You can do it. I believe in you. I believe in you.
Yeah, there's the SPY. Spy with my little eyes.
All right, I took a little here, Zunaid.
All right. You got a much better fill than I did. If SPY wants to come
for a bounce.
Ooh, SPY to the downside. Coming to test at 395.
I was looking for it. It was looking weak there. I think
I don't like the wicks on the 10-minute on this PGY, but
there's you. Come on, Unity. Get me into the metaverse. Maybe buy me a Quest 2 because I heard they're going up in price. in a couple days. I don't know how the hell Meta does that, but they're like, you know what? We're just going to charge more for our goggles just because we want to get some more money out of you. That sounds like a really good thing to do, right, Ryan?
Say that one more time. I'm sorry.
So
I'm watching
Meta,
Untitled Stock here.
Meta's goggles are going up $100, but they didn't give you anything new. They're just determining that, we're just going to raise the price on you.
Well,
Stopped out of there of Snap. Stopped out of Snap.
I have a limit order set on my PGY here at 1969. Nice. We'll see if we end up getting a fill there. Looks like it's trying to push here. Come on. Come on. Just give me one more push up to 1969.
Like pen here.
Nope. Big pull. Big pull.
Yeah, it's that VWAP is not having fun with. Come on. GOVX, by the way, trying to break 2 once again. And on GOVX, guess what? That bottom held of 180. That's on me. Should have been a lot smarter with that trade. Possibly.
Long pen. 5-minute support. Got their 72s, wanted 67s. That was pretty quick there, but got 72s there. Support at 67. I'll show you guys that right now. Still holding that unity, looking for another push. Really wanted to hold VWAP there. 10 is the one that I'm taking off of a 5-minute. Risk is going to be to the next layer down, which is the 55. Looking for it to come back to that 34. SPY might pull back to the VWAP. I could show you those topping actions, those right here. Then we started pulling back. Let's see if we can get back to 395.60s if you're playing upside action. Tilray bouncing, fam. Oh, oof. That's ugly. I'm kind of glad I got rid of those cannabis plays. Still made some money on it. Didn't make as much as I thought I would.
Come on, PGY. I'm really afraid he's going to break this 19.
Me too.
I'm going to have my limit orders ready to cancel and sell as needed.
It is trying to bounce off this 19, and when it moves quite a bit. So,
yeah, but that tells me once that buyer exhausts out, we'll see.
I was going to say there was a buy push going on there. PGY. See, this is one of the reasons why I don't like these trades, is because in addition to me being obviously down, I mean, I reduced my size, so I, really trying to protect myself here.
Yeah.
But the other thing that needs to be mentioned is that the opportunity cost, right? I'm babysitting this name. I'm watching this small position. It's not the best, and I might be missing out on other opportunities here, or anything else that's setting up that I can kind of get ready for. So I don't necessarily like these trades, but it's cool when they work out. This one hasn't yet. And the spread, this is what you're talking about, Zunaid, when it's talking about stuff being spready. I mean, this is wild how big the spread is on this thing.
Yep.
1913 by 1930 is your bid ask right now. I mean, that's just crazy.
All right, I gotta read up on some monkeypox stuff that the WHO went ahead and posted this morning.
You guys are saying Walmart is pushing. I haven't even looked at Walmart yet today. Let's do that. Oh, Walmart. Yeah, this is actually a pretty decent candle after yesterday. Into that gap. Looks like the above 125. Looks like you're going to be really gappy up to 130.
SPY to the highs. I'm going to go ahead and get out of my PGY here. I got out at 1887. Took a loss of about $1.10. Tesla above 800. SPY to all-time, excuse me, not all-time, session highs. My apologies.
Oh,
Yeah, big sellers lining up on PGY now too.
It is an L day for me. Yesterday was good. Today, no, thank you. Yeah, Zoltan, I saw your Slack. I'm gonna read this Twitter thread.
I like how you talk to him through the stream. Just
Yeah.
like, yeah, I know he's watching.
Yep.
I mean, yeah, he's in the chat.
Nasty loss there. Careful with the big movers, man. They're not the best.
Side GA coming down. Looks like the monkeypox theme is taking a little bit of a breather as you've got GOVX is kind of the only thing that I'm in.
Oof. Just got downside move there in Penn.
What do you think the reason is, Ryan, that Thinkorswim went out and shut my account or
I
restricted?
mean, I have no context, dude. You that's no idea. What did you do?
I don't think I did anything.
Well, then that's clearly not.
What are you
They
wanted
shut
for?
your account down for nothing. They're not Robin
I
Hood.
just don't get it.
So,
You know what? I'm gonna call him real quick. I'll be right back. Let's see.
yeah, let us
Anyone in
know.
the chat want to guess what the reason
Do
is?
it live.
You really want to do it live?
Call them live and just start popping off on them.
Donkey
Bro, what
Kong
if they
looks
say
good for a
some
little
dumb
scalp
shit?
there.
All right, hold on. I'll be back. Let me verify myself and then we can do it again. I'll be back.
The Thinkorswim platform.
Where's the mute
For
button?
trading,
PGY back to 19, by the way.
DraftKings doesn't look that bad. So I'm hanging on here to
I've heard
Penn.
that before.
Oh, it doesn't. Doesn't look bad at all. A little part of me wishing I was in that one. I went for the laggard in Penn. It ain't looking good in Penn.
Ugh.
Damn, Portnoy needs to come out. Get out of hiding. Turn Penn around.
Peloton calls going off right now. You're kidding me. 30K buy on Peloton calls right there.
Peloton. When the dogs come barking, the dogs go barking, man.
Yeah, Lord Byron, you have to have 25K at the close of business in your account if you are a PDT account. So what that means is that you get a day equity call if you're at, let's say, 24,500. You'll have a day equity call to bring your account back to 25K. Otherwise, your account, if you do a day trade in that status, then your account will be locked and only allow you to close trades. I don't think that's what Zunaid's issue is.
All right, just added there on Penn. Holding now. Looking for it to continue back on up. DKNG looking like it wants to push through. So
You said it was because it was a bad mailing address?
yeah, that happens.
I like how he's laughing at the dude. That might be my favorite part. Full screen, laughing at the dude. Oh man, that's classic.
His address didn't match the one that shows up in taxes. That's what happened there.
Yep.
They said, Zunaid, we know that you live in multiple places here. What's going on?
The best part about this entire thing is how much he's laughing. Without a doubt, this is the best part of the whole thing. He's just
enjoying it.
He's
Who the hell restricts my account because I didn't get your mail?
Wait, what?
Oh, you didn't get his the
I
account
didn't get
mail.
the mail. I guess like the statements they went like I'll tell you guys why. Hold on, I just gotta deal with this. But yeah, it's because the mail bounced and it went right back to him.
They
Your
found
fake
out you're a
address.
Stupid.
Mr. Whitehorse, that's what I was thinking. The same thing. He's really laughing over there. Love it.
I'm in GOVX, by the way. I'm just hoping for this to go to the upside and break twos. We'll try to sell some at 209s.
You should tell him to close the trade for you.
Well, it's on E-Trade, so I don't think he can help me.
Yeah, remember his account is locked.
Oh yeah, that's why he's calling in the
I'm
first
trading on
place.
E-Trade.
There's you. Let's go. Break through that 3480s.
Does
Louis,
anyone check their mails anymore?
This was
Never
the
mind, go ahead,
August
go ahead.
monthly calls. The August monthly 11 calls, 1,000 contracts bought at 30 cents, 30K total outlay for that trade.
Sure thing. Oh, I'm not on mute here. Oops.
J Wild, CCJ above 25. You know, I did see some CCJ calls go off too. We had the December monthly $30 calls. They bought 1,025 of them, paid 185. Saw those go off there. Wasn't there was another one, the 25 call. They bought 1,000 of those. Those are the ones that expire this week. So right here, those 25 calls, those are probably, oh man, that's probably great.
All right, Unity's starting to do me really well here. Look at the pattern, guys. Look how it came above, held the pullback.
This is almost a double. Sorry,
Looking to continue.
Mitch.
You're
sorry,
good.
Sorry. This right here, this unusual options trade right from the morning, it was the fourth one in my list. CCJ 25 calls, the ones that expire this week. Trader bought 1,086 of them, paid 37. Current price of those calls right now, 25 calls, 61 ask. So your mark is what? 58? Almost a double. Not quite. Almost double. Up about 70% here on these calls. Interesting.
I am back on Thinkorswim. I went ahead and purchased GOVX there just because I can. 197 is my average price there. But on E-Trade, my average price is 189. But we're back on Thinkorswim. Yeah, so like I don't really check my mail. So what happens is my mail gets a bunch of mail. Then USPS gets tired of the mail. And then they just say, oh, this person doesn't live here anymore. So they close my mailbox and all my mail gets rejected.
Okay, I don't check my mail either, but I don't let it get to that point, honestly. And now you have me paranoid. I'm going to go down there and check as soon as I get off here.
My buddy sent me a save the date 7 months ago. And he asked me 2 months ago, he's like, bro, you talk to me every day. Are you not coming to the wedding? And I'm like, what you talking about? So it is an issue that needs to get resolved in my life.
Okay.
Yes.
At least you've identified it. That's step one.
Yes, it is. I will bargain and deal with anger later. What's P? What is it? P what? PGY? What? Is that what it is?
What?
PGY.
PJY.
Is it back up now?
Well, it's coming back to 1950. Still struggling with that VWAP, but I don't know.
Yep, my price was 1940 today or whatever, right around there. So I should have just held. That's what I mean. It's tough to trade those. It is tough to trade those things that are moving around. And that's the worst, is that after it comes back, it just makes you upset. It's like, why did I even do that?
You know what? I don't give
I
a
blame
shit. I'm in
Zunaid
pissy
for
mode. So I'm
personally.
in here at 1965. I'm in a pissy mode. I'm in a 1965. It goes ahead and breaks 19. If it goes ahead and breaks 1850, I'm out. Limit orders are set to go ahead and sell some at 2040. Boeing, anyone? Yeah, we talked about Boeing earlier. Let's go ahead and see what Boeing's. By the way, 395s, beautiful bounce.
BBIG is moving. By the way, remember when, real quick, remember when we were told that BBIG was going to 40? 40 cents, maybe.
You know, I love doing interviews and stuff, but if they asked me if I wanted to interview BBIG, I'd be like, all right, what can I say and what can I not say? Because I'm
ask them about MoviePass. Ask them about HMNY. See what happens. That's what you can do.
By the way, I want to make it very clear. If we are ever being paid to do like an all access, we tell you up front that we're being paid to do all access. We say that at the beginning. I've said all the time. Michael said all the time. But this interview that we did with TNXP and the one that we're doing with SIGA, I ask whatever I want. We're not being paid or anything like that. But the questions will be similar or surrounding monkeypox as well. So Z was margin called and just added funds. I'm glad
more
you
WBD puts.
I can
Warner
just get
Brothers
funds
Discovery.
like that. Oh man, come on, GOVX, don't do that to me.
Neo calls. How about that?
What are my thoughts on SIGA? If it breaks over 17, you've got a decent shot. But again, I'm not going to trade this one because we have an interview coming up.
Trying to figure out what to do for Benzinga Live. Can't be on for 8 hours a day.
What time is he gone from?
Pretty much all day.
Where is he at?
He's on a
I was
special
brushing my teeth
project.
when he sent.
He's on a special project from Raz. You know how those special projects go, Zunaid.
Oh, man.
There's you, baby, to 35. Let's go. Keep it going.
I'm gonna see what I have.
I'm holding that Unity. I got my diamond hands on this one.
Trying Teva here at 870. Hopefully it breaks it. There we go.
There you go. 3507. Penn trying to come back. Let's go.
All right, there's SIGA above 17.
If his
Someone was
special
asking
project
about
is
it.
golf, I'm going to be mega jelly. I'm just going to say that right now.
I am going to be mega jelly. I like it.
Jealous, of course. That's
What
the kids
flavor,
say.
though?
What flavor jealous will he be?
Yeah, what flavor Jello?
I still can't believe they restricted my account because they couldn't send me spam. It's ridiculous.
What?
I have results on my scanner, but I don't really see much moving here. I guess CCJ, the uranium's really the strongest. What was the news? Was there any news on CCJ this morning? Yeah, second quarter results. Okay,
The
interesting.
CCJ does.
Ooh, let's
It was-
go GOVX break 2, please. Sorry. What?
But
By the way, Tesla keeping if it comes back to 800, you can go ahead and try to get an entry there. Stop out would be below 786. Not in the trade, but if it comes back to 800, I could be enticed, assuming I don't lose the shirt. Well, I lose my shirt on GOVX.
Huge size at 199 on GOVX.
Amazon, nice trade on that. Let Enver host BZ Live. Enver, if you're watching, man, you're more than welcome to, at least on my end.
let Ember run it. That'd be fun.
Yeah, I'm in. EGY back to 20, baby. Let's go. Come on. Come on. Come on. Giddy up here.
Gotta bring the sleepy tunes because I'm getting sleepy.
You got to bring in the sleepy tunes because you're getting sleepy. All right, bro.
Yeah, I was gonna say that
All right,
one.
bro.
That one I'm
All right,
not
bro.
sure about.
All right, bro.
Just for you, bro.
Wait, did I get filled on the... How the hell did I not get filled on this? Whoa, 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 whoa. Hey, can somebody check their platform and see if PGY ever... Wait, did I not set up the limit order sell? It's right here. No, it's right here. It has it to sell at 2040s. Okay, someone check if at 1018 PGY didn't just hit 21 bucks.
I mean, it could have hit, but maybe you didn't get filled,
Did
bro.
not. It hit
How did I
20
not get
bucks.
filled if it hit 21 and my
I'm just
order is at
fucking with you.
2040? What? Why didn't I trade Microsoft? I don't know. I didn't see any levels I like. I was waiting for that's what it was. I was waiting for 262. No, that's wild. Oh, that's so wild.
Spy trying to continue here.
Even
Trying.
Steam has it hitting 21. What the hell?
I need to bring my mic closer. I'm sitting back too much today.
Lean back.
It's just, you know, when you trade, you try to lean back a little bit. You're not sitting up. You got too many charts.
CCJ.
Sometimes we just don't like dead air. Or
Yeah, that's what it is. A lot of it.
This consolidation on GOVX just needs to pop, man. Come on. That's not even a real drawing.
There's a SPY trying to take out the 396.
Mitch, your mic is definitely loud.
It's not even loud.
Wait, someone in the chat, for real, go ahead and check
It's
on
probably 'cause
TSLA and tell me if it hit 21.
It probably
18.
it hits with the bass of the music, and since the streaming that we use, the music is going through my mic essentially, and so I think the music is playing into a factor there. But my mic's actually lowered now.
Microsoft looking to break out above 265s.
It's the life of doing things on the stream.
That's true.
Touch 20. Yeah, but see, here's the thing though, Jay. If it went ahead and touched 21 and my limit is at 2040, you're buying me out. That's all it is. It's not like it hit 2040 and it came back down. Then I understand.
Who?
It just E-Trade's about to get a call from me. We haven't broker issues left and right.
About to get out of pen here. Just looking for a little slight tick up here. I'll just get out there. Out of pen. What we got there?
God damn it, man.
20-cent loss there on pen. So we've gotten now 2 stops. So Snap and Pen are losses. Unity working for us. We've taken some profit. We added on that one. Still hanging out up here. As long as the SPY is hanging out at 396 area, probably hang on to that U.
Does anyone know if I could? Oh, you would know, maybe, Ryan. How can I check time and sales on Thinkorswim of previous orders?
You can use the on demand. So hit on demand, go back to that time, and then watch the prints in the time and says.
On demand.
And you set your date
understand.
for this whatever time that took place at.
Okay, I see it. All right. What did I say it was? 10:18. So we'll go 10:17 is what we'll go. Because if I call E-Trade, I want proof that there were actual trades happening.
Topping in Unity here. Be careful. Starting to see
Have
a
a rolling
pullback.
over.
Yeah, DKNG was the move there. I just didn't want to buy it because it was at the top of the range, but at least that went up. U is just turning around here hard. So is the SPY. I think the SPY might come back to view up here. So I'm gonna give it a chance here at 80s, but if not, I'll just get out at 80.
I don't have the best read on AMD, unfortunately, for the person that asked. $88 VWAP might be your best bet in terms of risk reward. Looks like I've got a line around 91s. Yeah, I don't have the best read on this one.
Out there on Unity, took the profits. 34.80s from 34.37, 40-something cents. Not a bad gain there. Bouncing back some.
Shelly, I see you as mostly as a Blitzcrank or a Sona player, to be honest. Just saying.
What is your prediction for the direction of the market after 2 p.m. in both scenarios, 75 basis points or 100 basis points? Well, a lot of people, I'll tell you right now, Antonio, are going to be in the camp of the 75 basis points because that's what the CME Fed tool points to. I don't know. Maybe they come in and surprise this market with 100 basis points. It would be a surprise to the market, I'm pretty sure, if they went a full 100 basis points. So I think if they come in at 75, you could even get a rally off of that. Maybe you see it get hit with 100. What do you guys think?
Yeah, my thing is that I'd like it for it to be 100, but I think that they're trying to move as fast as they can because they are going to be cutting rates next year. That's kind of my feeling here. This is really the only lever they have to pull. They can't control what's happening over in Europe. So to me, I think I think 75 is probably priced in right now. I think they probably go 75 and maybe they go another 25, 50 in August at an emergency meeting.
I see
How's
it.
that for a prediction? Did you want something specific? How's that?
Boom, boom. All right.
Exactly, Paul. Paul, see, this is pretty much what I was just. Paul said it very succinctly. They're raising rates fast because they need the ammo to cut next year. Paul, I think you're spot on there.
Yeah, that's why I mean I'm wondering if we get more mentions of asset sell-off and how the asset sell-off thing is going, because if you really look, they haven't really been selling off too many of those mortgage-backed securities. And I think that's going to be something that a lot of people are focusing on. Do they increase that? Because that does cause some issues out there for the banks. Starts taking away some of the money. Money gets more expensive, the liquidity, but they're not really doing as much quantitative tightening as it looks. I called it quantitative tightening with a little bit of a Band-Aid because they're not really pushing that hard. They're pushing hard on the rates, not pushing that hard on the sell-off of the assets, which of course they need some ammo, right? I mean, there's still 8.5 trillion on the balance sheet.
Yep.
So
I'm going to try a couple of contracts of Microsoft here. Keep in mind, I'm like at a 10% success rate today. It's been an awful day for me. But I just got into some 265 Microsoft calls expiring this week. I filled at 270. My stop loss is going to be break of 262. So I'm risking about $1.50 on the equity side of things. I'm hoping for a test back up to 265, and then a breakout would be great.
Teva trying to break highs here at 880.
I think it's all on right now for me. Google. What happens with Google here? I think the market's going to go with Google. I'm paying attention to it right now.
Oh my God.
Teva new highs. Took that scalp. That was an easy one. Zunaid, the only loss I've really taken. Let me see. No, I took one on GOVX. I took a small loss on GOVX and a nasty one on PGY. Otherwise, I've been successful, but my rate might be good, but my profits are not because I wiped everything out with PGY. So don't feel bad, man. It happens. We trade in those spready trades. That's what happens.
Yep.
Have a grinding here, by the way.
Let's see. GOVX, where is it at now? Yeah, GOVX is, kind of hanging in there, right? It's holding. Needs to make a move, though. Rely. Oh, nice. We had the CEO and a couple of executives, from Rely on All Access on Friday. This one was a nice little bounce from $1. Looks like it went down maybe a couple of pennies below. Come on, GOVX.
Smith and Wesson. That's a clever name. I don't trust this rally either. I still think that eventually we're going to break down and go lower. My call here is for a retest of 360 on the SPY. I think we break that, overshoot to the downside. So I don't really trust the rally either. We'll see. I'm normally bullish in terms of my sentiment, but I kind of agree on this one. I think that we're just going to eventually roll over here. I mean, this channel, the top of this channel is defined by what, 400? Right? That's our most recent high.
Yeah. Yep.
And then 402 would be the channel if it kept going.
Yeah, I can put up your charts if you want. Come on, break 2, GOVX. Trying to do it one more time. Good God. I'm leaving a couple of minutes here to get ready for my interview so I can shave, put on a dress shirt. You know, look a little bit appealing. Oh shit! And I'm getting a phone.
Yeah,
call.
Voodoo. That's what I'm thinking.
Hang on.
Mitch
one
is,
sec, I'll
I
be
think,
right back.
getting a snack.
Yeah, I'll be right back.
All right. Now it's fun time. Zunaid and Mitch aren't here,
Good
so
morning. I'm good. What's up?
what?
You want to talk about Miles?
Zunaid forgot to mute himself. Let's listen in on his. Oh, someone muted him. Someone muted him. I was just gonna say, okay, so now that Mitch and Zunaid are gone, let's start talking crap about them. I want to see the chat flooded with shit talking about Mitch and Zunaid. Mitch is back. Mitch is back. Nope, never mind. Let's not do that. Oh my God, again. Oh, that's good stuff. That's absolutely hilarious. Absolutely hilarious. And GOVX here, let's see if it actually breaks 2 while he's gone. That would be even better. That would be even better. It's making a drug deal. Oh man, that's funny. We got Zunaid doing a deal, and we got Mitch eating a snack.
Snack on, hard body.
Oh wow, that man! You came back on. So did the music. That was a shock to the system right there.
Forget the music.
Man, I'll tell you what. My scanner has completely dried up. I don't see anything going on right now. I guess BBIG.
Zunaid doesn't take showers, Lisa.
Mitch just comes back in, drops some thoughts. I'm out of here, guys. Peace, bro. Love it. Love it. Looking around here, let me check the Twitter streets and see if Twitter found anything more fun to trade here. Let's see. Let's check it on Boeing. Boeing. All right, so we popped early and we've kind of given it back here. Interesting. So Boeing had earnings this morning. Miss. All right, so 2 misses and traded up. You know, one of the things that we've kind of talked about here recently is that when the stocks report earnings and they miss, but they don't get destroyed, that's generally a good sign for a potential reversal. I'm kind of torn here because I've been kind of looking for that, but I still don't trust the rally as a whole. So not sure that I necessarily want to take a swing on this at all. Boeing here, it's worth noting, it's given back quite a bit of its gains since those earnings were reported. And GOVX rejected at that too, and big pull.
All right, traders, what's up, guys? Am I too loud now? It should be quieter.
You're back.
All right, let's take a look at what I think is going to determine the market.
Ooh,
right
FFIE,
here.
nice call. Jessica, again, nice call. We finally, I just saying everything's not moving, and someone comes back and finds something.
Zoltan, if you're out there, call FFIE. I want to get Faraday on. You know what? I need to go into their vehicle. We need to get this on here. 250 there, trying to break out. We'll see what happens on that one. Good call out, Jessica. So Google is really interesting here. Right at the VWAP, market's starting to pull back. What's going to happen here? Are we going to get a bounce in Google, or is Google going to go red today? I think this is important to watch because if Google goes red, I think the market goes red too. So we'll see what happens today. Topping on that 396 level, it just wouldn't go through there, the SPY. So we'll see what happens. Qs topping out also at that 302. We'll see what happens on those.
Jay Rice says this tells you all you need to know. KHC beats and guides higher, down 8%, while shop misses up 10% from lows. So that's the environment we find ourselves in. More Peloton calls going off now. You know, FFIE, watching this here, what I'd like to see is I'd like to see a pullback. I really don't want to chase this green candles. Stopped at 57, little bit of a pullback here to 53. I'd really like to be able to grab this on a pull. You can see every time it does set one of these new highs, it likes to yank. That might be something to buy here. So we'll see. Might just go right for that 257 spot right now, to be honest. Robinhood puts. Interesting.
I'm gonna take a shot on that Google trade to the upside.
What
So
are you getting?
I'm long Google here. 110.40s. So just got long there. That's right off the VWAP. Just gonna hold right underneath that and get a look to see if it comes back to the high of the day there. I'll show you guys the trade right now. Just got in there on the VWAP pullback there, looking for it to push up. Got the bullish sign here. Wanted to really kind of hold this last low there of that 110.19s now. Get back up there through the 111s. We're looking for at least like a little bit under a point. So I would look for a move back up into here. The SPY should bounce through the highs there. So you're seeing it bounce there to 395.75. Get through the high of the day. So the high of the day right now I have at 395.98. A move into 396 would help me out there.
All right, chat. I'm gonna
RELI trying to take 123. There it goes.
You're not allowed back, Zunaid. You gotta announce yourself.
Someone mentioned, what am I going to shave? What do you mean? Look, I got to clean up a little bit, man. I got to clean up a little bit, okay? Leave me alone.
Yeah, right? Like, did you just go to the barber already, dude? Like, come on, man. You went back right now in between?
No.
He had his barber in the back. That's who he was talking to, guys.
I had to book another
his
haircut.
barber.
That's what it
You
was.
see,
Like,
that's
I
what
got
it
an interview
was.
coming up. Can I get a quick cut real quick?
I got an interview. Like, you got to, like, he lives in your house, doesn't he, Zunaid? Is that what it is?
There's a reason that closet is closed right now.
Ah, that's
Scalp
the shop.
RELI.
That's the shop.
All right. I'm going to go ahead and get out of GOVX here. I'm tired of staring at it.
Did you, while you were gone talking to your barber, it pushed up against 2 and then it got immediately yanked?
Yeah, I'm tired of dealing with it. So I'm going to get out of that. Now, one stock that I kind of want to get out of is PGY, but now it's closer to 20 and I don't know what to do with life. So I don't know what's going on.
Relly 129, 130 now on Relly.
I'm going to get out of Microsoft too, just because I don't want to deal with not being at my chair. All right, only position I'm in is going to be PGY. That's it. I will be back in about 15 minutes.
You're in PGY, you said?
What?
You're in PGY.
Yeah, PGY, my entry. I've been in it for like 10 minutes or so. It's 1064 on E-Trade. PGY.
And you're walking away from the computer.
Yep.
Hey man, that's cojones, as they say.
And you know what? The only order, the only order I'm going to go ahead and set is going to be a sell order to the upside at 21. No, we're not going to do that. Hold on. At 2080. All right. 2080 is my sell order, and that's it. No stops, baby. Might regret it.
I doubt it.
Gonna let y'all know what's up. But you know what? Hold on. Just for extra defense, though. Hold on a second.
This guy said extra defense.
I got my crayons.
Where those diamond hands
That's what
on, man?
successful traders do. They keep barbers in their house. That's lol.
Hell yeah, RS. That's how Zunaid does it at least.
So basically, what you're telling me is when I do this, you guys can still hear my voice.
Yep.
That's why you heard my music. Because I thought if I'm off air, I can't see my face. That means I'm muted. Man, I could have gotten canceled.
You stopped Cam. You didn't stop Mike.
Well, if I stop Cam, then it should just be.
And by the way, the phone call that you took, that started to get a little saucy. Mitch, I think, muted you. No, I was ready to let it go.
No, I muted it because I still had this in, and I heard you say, he's on his phone call. And I'm like, how the hell y'all hear me right now?
Okay. Well, glad we sorted that out.
All right, I'm going to go listen to some music, shave a little bit, have a little bit of fun. I'll be back in 10:15.
All right, guys.
I tried to unmute him, but I can't unmute a guest because they chose to mute themselves.
I can unmute him, but I want to be a douche on him.
Yeah, okay. I was definitely trying to do that. So
because he's talking to his barber right now. You know how that goes. All right, taking a look to see if Google going to take that next level up here. It's looking good here. I wanted to get to in 111s here. All right, let's go ahead. Let's sell some right there. I got some out there at the 111.01s here. Now I can let this keep going here. I still have a little bit of a piece left. Not a bad little trade. Back up closer towards the resistance here. selling a little bit at that 111 price point. Now we can just let it keep going, try to get through that 111.20s, then get the full point. Let's see if we can get the full point on this. I got in this at 110.40s. Let's see if we can get the 111.40s or 38s near the high of the day.
As far as Siga goes, I know Zunaid's not trading it because he's doing the interview, but as far as Siga goes, this thing looks like it's buttoned up against 136 or 137 here. Let me see if I can let me zoom in here and get the highs. 136 or 1736. So snap a 1736 here. We might actually break out of this consolidation area on Siga. Currently at 1725.
I'll blame it on me, but I think we just got to go back to calling it SIGA. Because I keep saying Saga, but I don't think it's Saga, really. I mean,
yeah, I've never called it Saga, so I'm not gonna adjust my behavior because of somebody else. Just FYI.
No, I'm saying I'm gonna call it SIGA.
Okay, cool, that works. Actually, I mean, all jokes aside, speaking the ticker as the actual ticker as opposed to trying to pronounce it, probably better for people anyway. So.
Yeah, definitely, so they can capture it at the end of the day. Zunaid's in the bathroom. Yeah, Quantum, don't worry.
Shouts from Lithuania. All right, Carolus, thank you very much. I hope the weather is nice there in Lithuania.
He's taking the Febreze shower. Febreze kills everything, right? The SPY, did we get through the high? Ooh, rejecting there. Google going against the market here. Let's see what happens. Might have to take my profit. Market coming down fast there. Look at that rejection there. Back.
ALVR. Wow, that's going. There's a lot of stuff moving. Even though when it looks like I can't find it, there's still stuff moving out there. Got to not give up. More Veru puts, by the way. This looks like a closing order. This is that same August 16 put. Closing out another leg of this for almost $1 million. Man, someone really hit that Veru short.
Not liking this market turning around there. Yeah,
it's kind of just feeling heavy. I wonder if we kind of feel heavy here and coast into the
cashing out.
Yeah,
cashing out there. 110.98, right near my sell. There's no point in playing with Google there. What this does is this puts me literally back to in the green, just slightly green now. And so I would rather get slightly green with the SPY going against Google. And so Google was going up there and I saw SPY coming down there. I was like, you know what? I'm not going to fight this anymore. There's no need to just take the profit and run. I took the profit and run, especially in this type of market. And what this does is it puts me slightly in the green again. And so pretty much today, 2 wins, 2 losses, slightly in the green. Oh, well. Now I can at least take a trade if I want to later in the day. Or not, and the SPY is going to be shaking out today, moving up and down. So to me, at this point, since it didn't just rip through 396, I'd rather get out there. Not the market to fight, right? At least from what I've seen. Let's go to the main charts. Let's take a look. Unity's off the VWAP there. If that one recovers, it does look interesting, but I'm going to hands off right now. Take a look at the sectors. Technology leading us. Industrials behind that, and then consumer cyclical. What's going good in consumer cyclical? Lodging. I know Hilton had a good earnings report. Look at Hilton trying to come back. Now it's time to come back there. You can look at Marriott coming back also with Hilton. So keep your eyes on those. Industrials, what's doing well there? Business equipment. I got some of those stocks up. That's AVY. I don't know this one, but it is up decently, about 5%. What's dragging us? Consumer defensives. Of course, we saw stores get hit hard yesterday. Look at packaged foods taking a hit today, really down today and just continuing to leak. If you're looking at why consumer defensives are down. Basic materials, we got a mix here, mixed bag. Paper products and chemicals doing well, but gold and specialty chemicals dragging us. See if we can get a bounce in some of these stocks here. How's energy doing today? Just wondering if it was going to bounce back. There it goes. It's coming back here. MRO. Yeah, it's getting out. There you go. Oil getting out the hole. If you guys are taking a look at oil, doesn't look too bad. I'd be looking for maybe a pullback towards 90.20s or 90.10s. It doesn't look bad from here. Let's see if we get that pullback. I'll keep watch here. How about the energy sector? There, XOM. Let's take a look at some other names, right? Oil, gas, and drilling. Let's take a look at some of these, right? So high cap is going to be like HP. Look at this one, trying to come back through VWAP. Daily chart. Had it coming back in the range. We'll see if it turns back around. That doesn't look too good on the daily. PTEN. I know this one likes to run sometimes. I've seen this one run before. It's trying to push here. Nice little pattern there. Nice little hold of that 1450, getting that next leg up. That one doesn't look too bad. Rig. I know that you guys like following that one. And then BORR doesn't look too bad here. Has been bouncing here from the 290s, trying to get on up there. Has a 200-day moving average that it's trying to get through now and fill some of that gap, some of that shadow back towards 340s. We'll see if it gets that push up.
PGY, right, huge move here, over 21 now, 2150. Great call on PGY. Man, this I just traded this poorly. There's no way to get around it. I just traded this poorly today. This looks like it's trying to go after that high at 23 here. We'll see if this ends up materializing. And then also good call here. Siga did actually do that break. SIGA did break that 1736 level that we were talking about. Look what happened here. As soon as it took that level out, it popped a little bit. Didn't trade that one, but this is gearing up for that interview. Here we go. Here's that break. Got about just under 20 cents from that. In fact, I think we did get 20 cents. We did. We got more than 20 cents at the high. So good stuff there. I wonder what happened with Zunaid and PGY. It's so wild too. I'm just watching the time and sales on PGY. It's spread almost 20 cents. It's just all over the place. Very, very hard to trade. There are people trading 1, 2 share lots, 4 shares right there, 8 shares. And then there's, lots of 1,000 here going back and forth. So all different sizes, all over the place.
Long Oxy.
Ooh.
Long Oxy.
Ooh.
Saw that pullback right there go right into the trend line after it pushed up above it. 5-minute chart that you're looking at. Going to look for a push towards 62.90s, sell half of it there, and then look for the next push up through that level. That would be the 63s as you run into the pre-market kind of resistance period. Let's see if we can start getting on up there. One of the things that's leading is XOM was already up past the VWAP, so I wasn't going to be able to catch that unless I catch it on a pullback. Looking at Gush up towards the highs and pushing fast. Also saw stocks like BORR start pushing. I heard that someone was in rig. We'll see if it can get through the 3 period now. It should hold the VWAP. You have about the rule of 3 just playing in there on the support of the 280s. Now should take out the highs. We'll see if that continues to push or not.
That was Shannon on rig, and I traded Bohr yesterday.
And they're making moves there. And the important part there is sometimes finding what's doing well, right? And so that's why I like working backwards. If you clicked on gas and drilling, you just look at high cap names. One like HP, if you like trading the higher price one. If you like cheaper names, you could look at maybe even DO, Diamond Offshoring. Of course, you always got to take a look at the liquidity and keep that in mind. But that doesn't mean that you have to trade the high price name, right? High price name would be HP. Look at that coming back there. That one doesn't look bad either, right? If it has a trend line now, it's been bearish all day. If it reverses here, it could reverse that bearish trend and try to get back on up there towards the 43. Looks like we got a showered man. A showered man.
PGY, Zunaid, what happened?
What happened is I'm out there shaving. I'm enjoying my Arabic music. I'm shaving. And then I get this lovely notification that my order was executed at 20:08. 20:08. You got to love it. You can't really see it properly, but here, let me try one more time. Can you see it? E-Trade. Anyway, got a notification from E-Trade saying my order was executed at 20:08. And then I come back and see, could I have gotten more? You bet you're behind I could have. That stock went all the way to $22 because my original order was 21.80, but I said, let's not be greedy. We're going to sell at 20.80 regardless. See, the only reason I won is because of these drawings. You see this drawing here, the line, it protected me from taking an L. So I was very happy with it, Ryan. Made money on that trade.
Awesome. I need to draw those lines because I took an L right beneath that.
See, yeah, you gotta talk to the lines. They help you out a little bit.
That's how it goes. That's how it goes. Nando, will Nvidia continue to go up? You know what that means. That sounds like a question for the 8-ball. Let's find out, 8-ball. Nando Real wants to know, will Nvidia keep going up? Let's find out. It says, outlook good. Things look good for Nvidia, at least today. 8-ball, a little bit more decisive today than it was yesterday. I'll take that.
There you go. Take it. Take what you can get, baby. Just like I'm getting oil to continue to run. We'll see if oil can continue pushing. And yes, and like Antonio says, do us the favor, guys, before we get SIGA on here today, do us a favor, hit the likes on up. Looks like I didn't set up my OBS, but yeah, definitely smash it up, guys. Come on.
I got 3 emails from Amazon saying your items have been shipped. I don't know what all I got, but apparently a lot of stuff.
Oh, did you see Kathy dumping the Coinbase yesterday?
Oh, yeah.
I don't know, man. I don't know about that company. I think it might disappear eventually. There's too many questions now in Bitcoin. I don't know how do you trust some of these companies? It's just hard.
That's what makes a market.
Hell yeah.
Dave going here, guys. We talked about this. One of the penny rippers.
Dave. Trying to go back to that dollar, baby.
The breakout here was the 83-cent mark. We're 12 cents above that here on a stock that's not even $1. This is going for $1 here on Dave. Not in this, by the way. Not in this. Great stuff today, though, folks. Even with my bad trade on PGY, still a really good day, and still great job from the community here.
Let's go. SPY trying to take out those highs there. Got a reversal there from the SPY from those lows. Now it's coming back there. 395.93. Can we get it? Can we get the 396 to show up and close?
You've got PGY coming here to test VWAP as well. I'm about to do the interview, so I'm not going to try to get into any trades here in a moment, but it does look interesting.
Might have sold that Google position early, but not going to be upset about that. Didn't want to fight it there. It's up there towards 111.35s now. If you're still long Google, it's looking interesting. We'll see if it gets through that 111.44. There's Oxy taking off there to 62.69. Can I get to 63s? Let's go.
Let's see what else we got going on. Microsoft holding the 262.50s.
Oh, we're almost to that 11 o'clock hour. Got to remember, 11 o'clock, guys, we're going to switch it on up. We're going to change the perspective here. And just about a minute or two, we'll do a little wrap up. We can talk about our trades. And then Zunaid's going to be taking on over as he goes into his interview with none other than SIGA. Stick around, guys.
Shelly, yeah, I mean, apparently people think I took a shower. I didn't. I shaved. I cleaned up. But we'll pretend like I showered live here on air. That's exactly what we'll pretend happened here. I will get fired as soon as the interview is done. Pink slip is ready.
It's always been there, man. You know we gave our pink slip.
They've just been waiting. Here, let me go ahead and what's our YouTube? I mean, I need to find the link so I can tweet out the interview stuff. You're gonna be on this stream, right?
Watching CMRX here right at the VWAP. 236.
And switching Twitter accounts and doing these tweetings. First world problems.
You know, it's a trick there. If you use Chrome, you just gotta have the multiple profiles.
Oh no, I do, but like I had already had the draft open, but I was like, oh, I'm
Yeah.
on the wrong account, so I have to
I
cancel.
do
it,
that
go back.
because literally, there's so much stuff with, like, you know, using Benzinga's email, my email, another email. Holy moly! Those profile things though that was set up on Chrome, that was actually legit. What's up, Hendrix? Getting up? Yeah, it's time to get up. Face this market. It's funny. I was doing the Google earnings call yesterday, and I went on my phone because I wanted to like end it from my phone, and I didn't notice it was gonna automatically throw me into the stream, and it had still like Hendrix cam, yet they were just seeing nothing but my legs.
Tell you, man, one of us is gonna get canceled if we're not careful with these things.
I'm just glad they were seeing my legs.
That's what I'm saying.
It said Hendrix cam. I know someone caught it. They were like, yo, what was that? Was that Mitch's legs? Oh, that was pretty funny. The Hendrix cam. There's the 396 on the SPY. There's 6284 is on Oxy. We got in there at the 38s. Let's go. We're up more than 40, well, pretty much 40 cents there.
What is
There's 6290s. I'm gonna take some off here in the 6290s.
I wonder if you pronounce it Siga or Siga.
That would be a question to ask him.
I feel like it's an answer I should know before the interview.
True. True.
That's why I said SIGA.
Yeah, but I can't say SIGA Technologies. That's I can say it when I'm talking about the ticker, but I can't say that when I'm talking about.
I think it's Siga, so that's why I didn't want to say Saga. I don't know. Who knows?
It's definitely not Saga. Here, let me.
Siga? Who knows? Money Mitch, give Hendrix his own YouTube channel. Yeah, we should have just a cat channel, Ryan.
I'm in.
We should get rich, bro. Come on.
We should get rich.
Hendrix TikTok.
Siga uppercut.
TikTok?
Oh, the Street Fighter vibes there. So good, Hex Pony.
Is that probably
So
where I
good.
remember it? That's probably where I remember it.
That is so good.
All right, we took a
Siga
half off at
is what I got.
62.91 there. Now going to look for Oxy to continue through the 63s here. Not a bad gain on that one. And yes, guys, that brings us deep into the green for today. So boom, boom, baby, battle today. So we had 2 losers. Now we're on 3 green trades, and we're into the green.
We might have broke Shelly with the suggestion of the cat YouTube channel.
Yeah, Shelly just lost it.
All right, Mitch, I'm going to jump. You guys
Yeah,
can
man.
do what you do. Have a good one. We will see you tomorrow, everybody. Take care. Great stuff. Again, you community, you guys are the absolute best. We're going to be right back at this money-making procedure tomorrow. Take care, everybody.
All right,
See you,
we're
Ryan.
gonna wrap on up. I'm gonna stick around on that Oxy trade and just kind of hold that. We'll see what happens. I'm gonna get on out of here now. In just a few minutes, we'll be getting into and switching up from live trading into our special interview of the day, where I'll have Zunaid kind of take over here. But yes, wrapping on up just to kind of give quick outlook on the SPY pushing on up there through the 396. Probably going to continue going at least for the time being. Of course, the Fed can change this all around. Can we get to the 400 today before we turn around? That's what I was kind of going to look for. Google continuing into the green. We talked about that one. We'll see if that can continue. and close green on the day after their earnings. Catch me on Stock Market Movers as I go over those earnings that, and we have a ton of earnings that hit today. I think I'm going to be covering like close to 10 to 12 earnings on Stock Market Movers. That's going to be at 1 p.m. And like always, we'll continue to watch what goes on in the market. SPY continuing to push there. Let's see if Oxy can continue to push. That's a position I'm going to hold. Maybe, you know what? Let's swing trade this. Let's just hold break even on the rest. Let's see if we can continue to rise into tomorrow's action in oil. We'll see what happens there. I'm going to get my charts out of here and then let Zunaid take on over. Before we do that, we'll go ahead and just play a little quick BZ promo here and give Zunaid the start. By the time he comes back, I'll be gone. You guys have a good one. I'll see you later. And Zunaid, you can take on over, my friend.
Appreciate.
Introducing Portfolio Synchronization with your brokerage. Now you can securely connect your brokerage account to Benzinga Pro, opening a world of personalization. Screen lightning fast news just for the stocks you own. Set alerts for news catalysts that affect only the companies you care about. It's all possible with a simple click and a secure protective connection. Overcome uncertainty and connect your portfolio to Benzinga Pro today.
All right, just a couple of minutes. We'll get that interview going here. And of course, you've seen a bunch of tickers kind of move in that space. So we'll see. We had a good conversation with TNXP a couple of days ago, and it's important to kind of continue this conversation as well, especially because you had who go ahead and have a presentation earlier today where they talked about monkeypox and the vaccination and different things like that as well. That was a media briefing earlier this morning. But if you guys have any questions in the chat, obviously feel free to drop them there. Absolutely going to do my best to ask those questions, but make sure they're questions that are appropriate, because that's what we want to do. We want to make sure we give y'all the information that you need to make the best decision for yourself in terms of investments. But let me go ahead and pull things up here on my end. We'll get started here in about less than a minute. But if you guys have any questions, I do see more people hopping in the stream because of the interview as well. So welcome to the stream. Should be a good interview. We'll have some conversations about what's going on in the pipeline and what they've got coming up, especially related to monkeypox as well. So if you have any questions, make sure you drop them in the chat. Dr. Gomez, if you are ready to go, you can just give me a thumbs up. That way I know whenever I can bring you in. Awesome. Appreciate that. Let's go ahead and bring this up here, get all my stuff. All right, without further ado, we are going to go ahead and start the interview with Siga Technologies with Dr. Gomez, Dr. Philip Gomez, who is the CEO. And of course, the ticker is SIGA. So without further ado, Dr. Gomez, how are you?
I'm doing really well. Thanks so much for having me this morning.
Of course. Thank you for joining us, especially with the quick turnaround. We really do appreciate it. Monkeypox has been the conversation for quite some time, but of course, just over the weekend, you had the World Health Organization that declared monkeypox a public health emergency of global concern. What does that mean for you and your company?
So what it means for us is that there is a recognition that unfortunately monkeypox could become something that is a global challenge. As you know, we've seen this disease burning in endemic areas in Central and Western Africa. Many of the experts had always been concerned about an outbreak like this. I think it's important for WHO to elevate the level of awareness, because what we need is governments to make sure they step up their preparedness, that they have the vaccines and treatments available to deal with this outbreak wherever it may go.
Well, I was going to bring up governments later on, but since you brought it up, I'll just go ahead and say it. I believe the Fed went ahead and said they may need $7 billion for monkeypox. That's what the Biden administration estimated. How does it work for a company like yours, like in terms of getting grants or getting some of that money to help get the vaccine to the mass audience? How does that work in your favor?
So obviously we're a treatment and there is a vaccine, but we're a treatment, we're a pill. You take it twice daily for 14 days and we have approval for monkeypox in Europe. So this is a very standard thing that happens in outbreaks, especially in the US. There is baseline funding. So before this outbreak, we've had over $1 billion in contracts with the US government to get our drug into what's called the Strategic National Stockpile. We have a contract with them that contemplates resupplying that. It has a 7-year shelf life. So over the past 2 years, we've delivered $112.5 million worth of product every year. But whenever there's an outbreak, whether it be Ebola, H1N1, SARS, COVID, the need for additional funding is always something that administrations have to highlight because they didn't plan for the potential increase in procurements that would need to happen. And so that $7 billion is important because it'll go to the agencies that we work with to be able to purchase more TPOXX, purchase more vaccine, purchase more public health infrastructure to respond to this pandemic. So it's an important step in increasing the level of the response.
Now, you mentioned there's a pill, and correct me if any of this recall from me is incorrect. You mentioned there's a pill that you already have. Is it in Europe where you can take it twice a day? Is that right?
So the way the drug is used wherever is twice a day for 14 days. That's the treatment if you're diagnosed with monkeypox. It was developed under something that's a bit unique. So the concept of our product development was for smallpox, which does not have cases currently in the US. And so we developed it with efficacy in animals. And the pivotal model was monkeypox in monkeys. It had over a 95% ability to prevent the death of those monkeys. And without the treatment in that model, 100% would experience death. So it's a very effective drug in the monkeypox model. And that's why we got approval in the US. In Europe, they looked at the same data and they gave us approval not only for smallpox, but for monkeypox. And so in Europe, it is approved. In the US, it's approved for smallpox and being distributed for monkeypox currently.
So let's talk about the distribution factor of it, because you said it's available and it's approved in the US as well. Is it readily available though, right? And like, can I go to a Walgreens or a CVS as a common man and get something to help me with monkeypox if I am diagnosed? And if not, how long till we get there?
Yeah, so it's a great question. So our drug was developed to be stockpiled. It's a lot easier to respond to a pandemic than prepare. We saw that in COVID. We didn't have vaccines. We didn't have drugs. So the good news was this product is stockpiled. There's 1.7 million courses, enough to treat 1.7 million people in the strategic national stockpile. So like COVID vaccines, like Paxlovid, it is distributed by the US government. So right now you can't go to Walgreens and buy it commercially. If you get diagnosed, you need to work with your physician to contact public health officials. That's where there has been a significant challenge that we should talk about because it's in the strategic national stockpile, because it's only approved for smallpox. What CDC and FDA have required is that anyone who receives our drug enroll in an expanded access investigational new drug protocol. What that essentially means is the government wants to collect data on how the drug is working in those patients. But unfortunately, that means they have to sit for 3 to 4 hours to enroll in that study. And physicians have said repeatedly in public settings that that's too long. We need to get this in a more expedited way. CDC and FDA updated their guidance early this week. They've talked about updating it again to make it more readily available so it simply could be distributed in parallel with gathering that data. And we should talk about the additional clinical studies that are planned to think about more broad use. But the reality is there's plenty of drug in the US. The CDC and FDA are working to distribute it more rapidly to patients. We've seen certainly anecdotal evidence from people who've taken it. They're seeing symptoms resolve quickly. Obviously, we're not approved for it yet, but it's very encouraging what we're seeing out in those patients receiving it.
Well, you just talked about, throwing me an alley here. I'll throw you one right back. You said we should talk more about the studies at the FDA and different things that you're doing. So tell us a little bit more insight about that the viewers may not know that your company is currently doing behind the scenes.
Yeah, exactly. So again, for pandemic response, this animal rule approval is critical because it did allow us to develop a drug, get it in the stockpile, get it distributed. Despite those snafus, I think that's going to improve. But ultimately, what you want to do is go back and do placebo-controlled studies. That's the gold standard, right, to show that. So the good news is Europe has launched placebo-controlled studies, and this is a really important thing to your viewers. Right now, the goal is to treat really sick patients to get it out there. But what the clinical studies are doing in the US, Canada, and soon in the US is giving the drug to anyone who's been diagnosed and treating it in an outpatient way. Because what we know from the animal data is our drug certainly shortens duration of symptoms. In the animal models, it prevented death. But importantly, it also reduced viral shedding and it reduced the signal of virus in the bloodstream. And so these studies are focused on outpatients because there's a benefit to them, even if we haven't seen a lot of mortality with this outbreak. What the drug could do is help shorten those symptoms, which could mean shortening the duration of quarantine, which currently is running about 21 days. That's an awful long time to be out of commission and not have an ability to work or care or interact with people. So these clinical studies that are randomized controlled with placebo will help us in short order get data in that outpatient population. Are we also, so let me pause there if you have questions, but I'm happy to talk about other indications as well.
Well, sure. I mean, well, my main thing is, having all these tests and programs take place isn't cheap. No, there's no such thing as a free lunch. I learned that way early in my life. So let's talk quickly about the financial health of the company, if we can, as you go through these different types of programs to make sure your company is set up for success.
Yeah, so that's a great question. We have had a long-standing and outstanding collaboration with BARDA. People may know it as the Biomedical Advanced Research and Development Authority in the U.S. government that does pandemic response. We partnered with them on the development of this drug. So we have a unique business model. The U.S. government has supported the vast majority of all of our development costs. And in exchange for that, we have a market in the Strategic National Stockpile at a negotiated price with the U.S. government. But all of the studies I just described are being funded by the U.S. government, the Canadian government, European agencies, because this is a public health challenge, and this is a product that is sold for pandemics and public health. So we're working with the U.S. government and do not anticipate a lot of our investment necessary. We're certainly donating drug, we're supporting it, but the majority of it is being done through those collaborators.
Now, I've got a question from the chat. I hope it's one that you're able to answer, but when will the FDA expand the label for TP-XX to include monkeypox? Are you able to provide us with a rough estimate on that?
Yeah, it's a great question. I'll talk about how that could be added, and then we can talk about the timeline around it. So as I mentioned, the same data was submitted to the EMA in the UK, and they approved it for monkeypox. We asked for an approval for monkeypox when we filed back in 2017 and ultimately got approval in 2018. But the US regulations, and I have great respect for our colleagues over at FDA, but they have to follow the law and the regulations. Those regulations said if it was possible to do human efficacy testing, then you can't approve under the animal rule. So their estimate was it may still be possible to do efficacy in humans for monkeypox. And so they did not give us that approval. But now we have an outbreak. And so with the studies that are launching in Europe, Canada, and US, one of two things could happen. The FDA could decide to add on a monkeypox label under an EUA or the like, but more likely with these studies that are starting right now, we'll be a number of months away before having that data. But once we have that data, we would be able to file it with FDA and get an approval. So don't have an exact date, but I think, we're talking on the order of 3 to 6 months to get this clinical data, get it wrapped up, get it into FDA. And then I think we'll be in a great position to get a broader approval, not only in FDA for monkeypox, but more broadly in Europe for true kind of distribution and treatment without the exceptional circumstances of the animal rule.
Got it. Now, I mean, the chat is very interested, so I hope you don't mind. I'm going to take a couple more questions from there. And of course, if you are feeling you're running out of time, you just let me know. But one question I've got here from Vikram is there any update on the deal with the EU, HERA, to stockpile, and how soon can we expect this to be finalized?
Yeah, that's a great question. As we've announced, we've had a variety of countries that have purchased tecovirimat, TPOXX, including 2 in Europe that didn't want to wait for the European Commission. We are in active discussions through our partner, Meridian Medical Technologies, and direct conversations with the European Commission. It's been reported that they're working on a procurement. We're trying to work through that as fast as we can. The one thing I would say about the procurements, and we've said this in our press releases, most countries are still focused on the initial response. So they're thinking of how many monkeypox patients do I have now? The near term, how do I get drug immediately over to start to treat those cases? So that's kind of the first wave that we see of purchasing, and that's what we're focused on now. So as we talk to the European Commission, I think they're still focused on that. They're also, however, starting to talk about, well, wait a minute, let's start thinking about what if this gets worse? What if this gets worse? How much tecovirimat, TPOXX are we going to need? And what if the label starts to say we should really just be treating everyone who's diagnosed positive and unfortunately didn't get the vaccine and needs it? So that's another round of level of potential demand. And then I don't want to let our viewers forget that this drug was developed for smallpox, and smallpox has a 30% fatality rate. It has incredible transmission through the air. And that's why the US government purchased it, Canada purchased it. And monkeypox and smallpox are about 96% homologous. There's a strain of monkeypox in Africa that has about a 10% fatality rate.
Yeah.
And so we shouldn't forget about preparedness for orthopox. If this was smallpox and countries hadn't stockpiled, we would be in a dire circumstance globally because it would transmit rapidly. So immediate cases, I think we're going to see demand signal there.
Yeah.
Next phase is going to be as we get this data and people realize it can be used more broadly. We'll see that. And then ultimately, this needs to be stockpiled so the world is prepared should something worse happen with orthopox. I worked at NIH for a number of years and worked on the team that developed the first SARS vaccine. And then we saw MERS, and then we saw COVID-19. And if you look at the White House strategy on pandemic preparedness, the G7, the UK, everyone's saying we've got to be prepared for families of viruses. And unfortunately, this orthopox family has smallpox in it, which was one of the most deadly infectious diseases known to man. So clearly there's a broader preparation that needs to happen.
Now, you mentioned that, you have approval at the US, and the pill that you talked about where you have to take it twice a day for 14 days. You can't currently get it at Walgreens or CVS. You have to go to your physician and get it through there. Well, two things I'm concerned about is one, if you ever do believe that it'll be readily available, any idea what the price point of it would be for the common individual to get it? So that way it's, affordable for the average American. But also more importantly, after you answer that one, are you prepared for any mutations that'll happen? And the current pill that you have out, is it going to help with the mutations possibility? Or are you going to have to go back to the drawing board and kind of prepare with a remix of it to attack that mutation of a virus?
Yeah, so both great questions. We have developed this product to sell to governments. I mean, that is our sales channel. That's how we focused on it. Even in this outbreak, as we saw with COVID vaccines and therapeutics, governments purchasing and distributing is the right answer in the short term. We are looking at the commercialization pathway. If this simply became endemic, like another infection like herpes or gonorrhea or those types of things, certainly we would want to have that sales channel. And we're doing work right now. There are surrogates for products that were sold to governments and also sold in the private sector. Tamiflu was one of those over the years. So we're working on that right now. So I don't want to comment on pricing and what the pharmacoeconomics would be to help a patient. But clearly, if we could shorten someone's quarantine from 21 days to shorter, it has certainly economic value that we want to provide to our patients and be able to treat that. On the mutation side, you never can predict with a virus. Monkeypox is a DNA virus. It is much less susceptible to variations than RNA viruses like COVID or HIV. It's certainly something that should be monitored in the outbreak. The vaccine that was developed for smallpox was used literally over hundreds of years to be able to ultimately eradicate it. So unlike COVID, we didn't see escape. It's a very different vaccine and has a broader immunity. But it is something that certainly we'll have to continue to monitor. We didn't see any resistance in the studies we did in animals where we looked at it, but clearly we'll have to monitor that. We do think that it's good to have at least a second mechanism of action drug out there. The U.S. government has always been focused on that. There is another one that was approved, and we have one in preclinical testing as well that we're working on that has activity to monkeypox. So we'll continue to evaluate if that's a candidate that makes sense to bring forward. But the last thing I do want to say is we are also working on and just got approval for an intravenous formulation because some folks could be too sick to be able to take the pill. We also, in development, have a pediatric liquid suspension to make it easier to dose those that are too small to swallow a pill or having to need lower dosing based on weight. Currently, our product is approved for above 13 kilograms. So working on a variety of things, again, in partnership with the U.S. government. BARDA has been way ahead on this and supported us in all that development work.
God, I've got two more quick questions for you, then I'll turn it over to you. But then one thing, I don't know about you, but I've been misunderstood quite a bit in my life as well. When it comes to your company, however, what do you think it is that investors today, or possible investors as well, are just misunderstanding about what it is that your company does and can do about the future?
Yeah, so this is an area that in some ways we're developing products that are critical to have that you hope you never use, right? I mean, I think our business model was under the radar. We are profitable. We have great relationships with governments. We're supplying product, but it is a challenge because before this outbreak was really dependent on governments making a decision that's very opaque. So I think investors always struggled with understanding, well, will the government buy more? When will they buy it? How does that process work? We're now transitioning to a place where there are patients, there's an outbreak. And so I would ask investors to understand that this is not only about the outbreak, but it's about preparedness broadly. As I mentioned, smallpox, where the monkeypox program could be. And it's important that governments around the world have access to a drug like ours, pre-positioned, ready to deploy to help out with monkeypox. And if this becomes worse with a strain of monkeypox that happens to be more deadly, or if it, God forbid, was something like smallpox, that they're prepared in advance. So there's multiple aspects of our business model. It involves working closely with governments. We have excellent relationships. I've worked in government. Many of our colleagues have and done work there. So that's one of our core strengths as a company. And as we see things like COVID, monkeypox, other outbreaks, we believe that ability to work rapidly with governments and deploy pharmaceuticals in response to that is a core competency that we plan to build on.
Love it. And then one final question before I turn it over to you. You've got viewers here in the chat that have been very engaged, the most I've seen in a minute here, and you also have others going to watch this interview later on. What are some stock catalysts that investors and possible investors can look forward to in the near future, whether that be 6 months, whatever the case may be?
Yeah, I think we've got quite a number. You mentioned most of them. One is the U.S. government and what their next step is. So our drug is currently in clinical testing of healthy volunteers for prophylaxis. So when we got approval by the FDA at our FDA advisory committee, which unanimously voted to approve us, those physicians and public health people said, look, the real use for this drug is going to be prophylaxis because of the long incubation period of smallpox. So we actually have a clinical study going on right now where we're giving Jynneos, the vaccine, and TPOXX simultaneously because we don't believe, based on the science, that our drug will interfere with the Jynneos immune response. And that's important because if you had somebody who was suspected of being infected, as we know, the vaccine could help very early on in infection, the first few days, but it won't help after that. And so giving the drug and the vaccine is a very effective way if you suspect someone may be infected, because the drug would help progression of the disease. The vaccine, if they weren't infected, it turns out, would give them long-lasting immunity. So we have those studies going on now. We'll have immunogenicity data at the end of the year, and we think that's a powerful tool for preparedness. Another catalyst event is the U.S. government supplemental and clarity on what the U.S. government intent is on the stockpile size. We think 1.7 million courses is not adequate. We certainly think preparedness would be better at a higher level, including for prophylaxis use, so stay tuned there. I think we'll see the clinical studies in Europe, Canada, US around outpatient treatment with Tecovirimat come out in the foreseeable future. And then what we're watching internationally is that transition from getting a few doses for the monkeypox patients they have now to thinking about where the monkeypox outbreak goes, to thinking about smallpox preparedness. And I think we'll see countries evolve at different rates. Some may focus on the initial outbreak for quite a while. That's how governments work. They focus on what's in front of them. But that's going to play out over the next 6, 12, 18 months as well.
Got it. And you'll have to forgive me. I do want to ask one more question before I turn it over to you. And that's going to be about the competitive advantage that you feel like you have versus other companies that are looking to tackle the same thing. Why is it that your company has the advantage to go ahead and handle this monkeypox situation and also smallpox and whatever else you may have coming in the pipeline?
Yeah, so we have a long history of some of the world's experts on developing antiviral drugs in animal models. And so the great news is we have an experienced team that developed this drug, has a long history. Our chief scientific officer, Dr. Dennis Ruby, is an orthopox virologist who's been at the company 22 years. We have great depth of understanding of this. On the competitive position, we do have FDA approval. We have European approval that includes monkeypox. And importantly, this is a drug that is specifically targeted to orthopox virus. And if you look at our clinical data, we had no drug-related serious adverse events. We had great tolerability of the drug, and we're very specific to orthopox viruses. Obviously, that means we're limited to orthopox viruses, but the great news is the drug looks like it has very high efficacy in animals. We'll see in humans, and it's well tolerated. So I think that's the key competitive message on our drug, that we're there, we're approved, and we're being used, and we have a great safety profile and great efficacy in animals, which we'll see hopefully confirmed in humans.
Thank you so much for answering all of my questions. Now, is there anything, as we wrap up here, the final one, is there anything, Dr. Gomez, that you were hoping I would talk to you about, any topics you wanted to discuss? The floor is kind of yours to simply talk to our viewers and possible investors out there.
Yeah, so the other thing I'd like to say is we are a unique company in that the development of our drug was through great partnerships with NIH, BARDA. And what that meant was we did not have to invest a lot of R&D into the development of our drug. And in exchange, we have a negotiated price with the U.S. government, which is very, we think, cost effective for them and creates an opportunity for us to have significant profitability. If people look at the last couple of years, they'll see the profitability of the company. And we've been, I like to think, very disciplined about who we are as a company and what we're going to do. We have done substantial share buybacks over the past couple of years because when we look at opportunities to invest in the business and M&A, we thought it was better to invest in buying back our shares. I think we had over 60 million. We also had a special dividend this year. We grew cash on the balance sheet. And again, we always look at M&A, but we're very disciplined. We know what we can do, what we do well. And so we had a 45-cent special dividend that came out earlier this year to return cash to our shareholders. So we're going to be committed to that discipline going forward. If there are opportunities to leverage our platform to grow our business, we're certainly going to look at that. But we do have a business, fortunately, that can generate cash. And we're very disciplined about how we deploy that. And our board has looked at all of the tools, whether it be M&A, share buyback, dividend, and we're going to continue to evaluate that as we go forward.
That's a nice little tease, and that's a perfect way to end this interview. Thank you so much. That is Dr. Philip Gomez, CEO of Siga Technologies. The ticker is SIGA. Thank you once again. I really do look forward to hopefully having more conversations in the near future.
Thank you so much for having me. It's a great opportunity.
Absolutely. Hope you guys enjoyed that interview there. We always love to have interviews with executives so that you, the viewer, can go ahead and ask your questions in the chat. And of course, you guys had some great questions. I mean, I tried to get to as many as I possibly could. Dr. Gomez was gracious enough to give us more time than we had asked for originally in the email that we sent over. So appreciate the chat being active. Hopefully you guys got some good information from that interview that you can now go ahead and use and see if that is a company that you want to put your hard-earned money on or not. And I'm going to go ahead and take a look at the stock now. It looks like it's trading at around 1745, right above VWAP. But, thank you again for folks that just joined us for the first time. We appreciate you being a part of the interview. We appreciate you guys asking questions in the chat. Mitch, if you want to hop on, you're more than welcome to.
Not a bad interview, my friend. Not a bad interview at all. And this is what it's all about. One thing that we will continue doing, guys, if you guys got a ticker out there that you guys want on, we're going to do more of these special interviews. Sometimes they'll be on other shows, but we'll get them on right here on Benzinga, of course. So let us know. Is there a stock that's on your radar that you guys want to see the CEO interview right here? And we'll keep battling to bring you more and more. This week, I feel that we've hit some good interviews, and we're going to continue doing it. Zunaid and I will continue looking for these trending tickers to bring them to you guys so that you guys stay in informational edge, which is what we all want. All right, Zunaid, let's wrap on up. We'll keep going, guys, like always. We'll be back tomorrow. We'll be back, don't worry. Live trading again tomorrow, and we'll see when the next special interview comes. But I hope that you guys enjoyed that, and stay tuned. We will not be having Benzinga Live coming on up. I'm going to actually, we're going to wrap on up here. We're going to have a little bit of a break from around 11:30 to 1 p.m. I will wish you guys back at 1 p.m. because I got two major guests on Stock Market Movers. We're going to take a look at the FOMC outlook, what's going to happen from the Fed. It's going to hit the tape at 2 p.m. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to be a little bit of extra time, especially if we get a lot of you guys to show on up. We're going to go ahead and go some extra time after 2 p.m. I will have at 1:45 Sam Stivall from CFRNA. And you guys don't want to miss that. He's one of the best analysts to really take a look at the overall macro with him. You guys see him on plenty of the other networks, so don't miss that. That's at 1 p.m. Eastern, and his interview will be coming on at 1:45. So I'll see you guys at Stock Market Movers. That's going to do it for us today, and have a good day, Zunaid. Take it easy, man.
What time are you coming back?
At 1 p.m.
At 1 p.m. So we got like an hour and a half to kill, and AB's not coming at all, huh?
Yeah, AB's not coming. So that's going to do it for us. We're going to wrap on up. I'll see you guys on over. Don't worry. We'll keep battling here. I'll see you guys at 1 p.m.